From Rocket Stadium here on the campus of Neenah High School. We're in Neenah, Wisconsin site for tonight's big WIAA Division I second round football playoff showdown. We got the third-ranked Kimberly Papermakers taking on the sixth-ranked Neenah Rockets, a rivalry game here in the second round. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Brett Christopherson with USA Today Network Wisconsin, also the Post-Crescent. Happy to bring you another Varsity Game of the Week prep football live stream as the playoffs continue to march on. We'll talk about both teams here in a moment. But hanging out with me, as always, to my left is fellow stream teamer Jim Rosandick. We call him Rosie. He's manning the high-definition cameras tonight. Nice and cozy here in the booth at Rocket Stadium. But we got kind of an honorary member, our reliever, the burly right-hander, even though he's not so burly. Filling in for Ricardo Arguello tonight. Ricardo not able to join us, but we got USA Today Network Wisconsin sports editor, content coach. He's a jack of all trades, a fantastic writer. He is Mike Sherry. Mike, how you doing?
Great, Brett. It's really good to be here tonight.
You got the late call.
I did. About 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the afternoon. I was all excited. I was planning to go up to Bayport for the Wausau West at Bayport game. As you know, I fill in on some of our central coverage, and I was really looking forward to seeing that Wausau West game against Bayport. But
this is a pretty good one here too tonight, right?
This one's even better.
This might be the game of the night in the state of Wisconsin. And I guess before we go over the game notes, Mike, I guess some of your thoughts at this point of the season. These are two rivalry teams, right? Both play in the Fox Valley Association. They just played each other in Week 8, so not that long ago. There are no secrets. Everything's on tape. Everything's on the huddle system. I think it just comes down to who executes better, and then obviously the old adage, who takes care of the football.
Well, you said it. If this isn't the best game in the state tonight, it's certainly the top 2 or 3. Kind of too bad that this game is being played in the second round, Brett, right? You'd hope it was a little further along in the bracket. And there's definitely one sideline and one cheering section tonight that probably thinks this game should be being played at Papermaker Stadium instead of here tonight. But
you going to get in the seating debate here right now? Or
no, I'm not.
And
the beauty of the postseason, though, Brett, is once you're in, everyone has an equal chance to prove it on the field. So it doesn't matter if this game is being played here tonight or in Kimberly. The best team is going to win.
And the nice thing, too, as we know, being in this area for many years, the Fox Valley Association, this is not much of a road trip for Kimberly, 15, 20 minutes, and they're here. So the only thing that is different is the surface. Obviously, you have a grass field here at Rocket Stadium. Potentially the final game ever at Rocket Stadium. They're going to open the new Neenah High School next season, so we'll see how that all plays out versus turf at Papermaker Stadium.
Right. There's subtle differences, obviously, whether you're the home team or the visiting team, where you're playing, but we've talked about it. I don't personally think there's a lot of difference having home field advantage in high school football. I think the best team typically is the team that's going to win the game. So I don't put a lot of stock in seeds or home field advantage. I think whichever team makes fewer mistakes tonight, whichever team blocks and tackles better, that's who's going to win tonight.
Well, I tell you what, let's talk about both teams. Mike, I'll start with the Neenah notes. You can finish off with the Kimberly notes. Let me start with the Rockets. 9-1 overall. Actually, both teams 9-1. The second-seeded Rockets, they're winners of 2 straight, ranked 6th in the large division in the final Associated Press state poll, 5th in Division I in the final WisSports.net state coaches poll, and they're coming off a 40-14 rout of Brookfield East last Friday. That was a Division I first-round playoff game right here at Rocket Stadium. Neenah, no surprise, had a huge night in its ground game as it rushed for 380 yards and 5 touchdowns. Jace Jenkins, one of the state's top running backs, finished with 163 yards and 3 TDs, scoring runs of 6, 34, and 2 yards on just 22 carries. Quarterback Evan Van Evenhoven, dual-threat kid, really more dangerous, I guess, in the run game. He's an elusive running back as well from that quarterback spot, but he added 122 yards and a touchdown on 9 runs. His 14-yard scoring scamper in the third, that was one of 3 TDs the Rockets scored in the quarter, gave them a 34-7 lead. Grant Dean, another sensational athlete. He chipped in with a 35-yard touchdown run and finished with 71 yards and 4 rushes. Van Evenhoven threw for 47 yards and a TD, a 7-yard toss to Luke Keller on 4 of 9 passing. He was also intercepted twice, however. And then looking defensively, the Rockets tallied 4 interceptions and limited Brookfield East to 256 yards. Trevor McGinnis, he posted one of those picks on his way to finishing with a team-high 9 tackles. On the season, Van Evenhoven has thrown for 803 yards and 9 touchdowns. while completing 62.5% of his passes. He has also been charged with 5 interceptions. Jenkins, the Rockets' leading rusher, 1,408 yards and 22 TDs. He's averaging 7.3 yards per carry and 140.8 yards per game. Van Evenhoven, he's next. He's also at 1,000-plus yards rushing, 1,135 yards to be exact, 12 touchdowns on top of that. He's averaging 8.8 yards per carry and 113.5 yards per game. And then Dean, he's next at third with 488 yards and 3 scores. Dean and Jackson Schloman lead the way in receiving with 11 catches apiece. Schloman has a team-high 207 yards, and Keller has a team-high in receiving touchdowns with 3. Defensively, McGinnis' 97 tackles are tops for the Rockets. He also has a pair of sacks. Darius Jones Jr. is next with 68 tackles. Coy Rajat has posted a team-best 4 interceptions. Kyle Schultz, he's the sacks leader with 3. As a team, Neenah averaging 80.3 passing yards per game and allowing 120.1. The Rockets also averaging, however, 320.5 rushing yards per game and allowing 139.8. You can see the strength of where that offense is for the Rockets. And looking at the scoreboard, Neenah averaging 35 points even and allowing 15.7 per game. Mike, what do you know about the Papermakers?
Brett, they're the third-seeded Papermakers have won 3 straight. They're ranked third in the large division in the final Associated Press state poll and second in Division I in the final WISports.net state coaches poll. And they're coming off a 42-14 victory over Fond du Lac Friday in a Division I first-round playoff game. That was at Papermaker Stadium. In that game, Blake Berry rushed for 3 touchdowns and 180 yards on 25 carries to pace Kimberly, which finished with 413 yards overall. Seth Myron at quarterback had another good game, an efficient game for the Papermakers. He threw for 183 yards and 2 touchdowns. Both scoring touchdowns went to Isaac Deckent, and he was 8 for 10 passing. One of those hookups was also a 64-yard touchdown toss. Deckent, who's a fullback, led the way in receiving with 3 catches for 90 yards. Jackson Garbish posted a team-high 4 catches for 39 yards. And Ethan Kreider added a catch for 54 yards. On the defensive side, Ethan Doucette was again the tackling machine for the Papermakers with 10 total stops. For the season, Myron has thrown for 1,913 yards and 21 TDs while completing 72% of his passes. He's only thrown 4 interceptions this season. Berry's the leading rusher this year for the Papermakers with 1,168 yards and 20 touchdowns. He's averaging 6.8 yards per carry and 129.8 yards per game. Gavin Tyson is next with 451 yards and 7 touchdowns. He's averaging 5.4 yards per carry and 50.1 yards per game. Garbish and Kreider easily lead the way in receiving. Garbish has 41 catches for 643 yards and 5 TDs. Kreider has caught 35 passes and leads the team with 798 yards receiving and 9 touchdowns. On the defensive side of the ball, Doucette has 93 tackles to pace the Papermakers. He also has 4.5 sacks and 3 forced fumbles. Sawyer Hanlon is the sacks leader for Kimberly with 5, and Jack Statz has intercepted 2 passes to lead the Papermakers. As a team, Kimberly's averaging 196.8 yards passing per game, and allowing 111. They're also averaging 188 rushing yards per game and allowing 107. And Kimberly's averaging 37.5 points a game and allowing 13.7.
Winner of this one will play either top seed and number 1 ranked Wanakee or 5th seed Middleton. So that's next Friday, Division I state quarterfinal game. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. Site, of course, to be determined based on who wins, but we'll keep an eye on that game. Wanakee Middleton, if I remember right, Mike, I think Wanakee, I know they beat Middleton earlier in the year because Wanakee is undefeated, actually typically a Division II power, now moving up to Division I, but that was a really close game early in the season. I want to say with a 17-14 win for Wanakee. So something everybody's kind of assuming Wanakee, because they're so good, but that don't sleep on Middleton. That's a pretty good football program too.
Without a doubt, and Wanakee kind of bounces back and forth between that Division I and Division II bubbles. So moving up to Division I, it'll be interesting to see how they how they stack up against some of the bigger schools.
So Kimberly and Neenah really wanting Middleton to win, because then one of these two teams then will host another home playoff game. By the way, speaking of home playoff games, got this little tidbit from our friend John Yoke here at Neenah. The last time Neenah hosted an FVA conference champion in level 2 at Rocket Stadium, that was October 29th, 1988. Neenah defeated Appleton East in level 2, so a little history there.
And to show how old I am, I was at that game. I was.
We'll talk a little bit more about that first, our national anthem. Great job by the Neenah High School Marching Band, the national anthem, as we get ready for kickoff here at Rocket Stadium. Second round game here in Division I between the host Neenah Rockets, the rival Kimberly Papermakers. Yeah, October 29th, 1988. And the reason I wanted to talk about that quickly, again, it was the last time Neenah hosted an FVA conference champion in a level 2 playoff game. Well, both of these two teams shared for the FVA championship, so co-conference champions this season. 34 years ago tomorrow that game was. So thanks to John Yoke for letting us know.
I remember it being a cold, cold night.
Not like tonight, right?
No.
Beautiful night for football.
No, couldn't ask for a better night tonight.
By the way, I want to thank Neenah Athletic Director Mike Elkin for getting us in here. We always appreciate Mike's hospitality, and the Neenah folks always roll out the red carpet for us. Mike not here tonight. I know he's either en route to Iowa City. I think it's Iowa and Northwestern and Iowa City tomorrow. I could be wrong, or he's there already, but he wants to obviously go watch his son Luke Elkin, who's doing a fantastic job as the Hawkeyes long snapper.
Yeah, I see him pop up on Saturdays. All of a sudden you see him running down the field. I think he wears number 30 maybe.
He's making tackles, and he's doing what he used to do here on the football field. So Mike, being a dad, and congratulations. Enjoy that, Mike. I know he said he's tuning in to listen to our stream tonight. So Mike, hope you're all well. And again, thank you for letting us hang out at Rocket Stadium for this big second round game. Want to thank our playoff sponsor, Mike, Unison Credit Union. Unison proudly provides the people and businesses of Northeast Wisconsin with exceptional banking services and trusted financial guidance delivered by friendly experts, personal checking and personal savings, investments, loans, business checking and business savings. Unison Credit Union, empowering you. Also our season sponsor, Cellcom. Save 50% on select smartphones, plus get $200 off smartwatches with a smartphone purchase. New flex agreement and monthly service required. Visit cellcom.com/fall for details. Looks like Neenah won the toss and elected to receive the opening kick here. Get that offense out on the field, and we are underway at Rocket Stadium. Grant Dean going to let that ball bounce out of bounds, and pretty good field position for this Rockets offense to start the game. Also want to thank our apparel sponsor, guys, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Get your team, club, or business name out there with Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They customize products specifically to fit their customers' needs. Family owned for 20 years, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Delivery service is available. Contact them today, 920-731-0922, or send them an email at Cooney's, COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net. First and 10 for the Rockets, Mike, on their own 35-yard line, and I think we're going to see a whole bunch of number 2, Jace Jenkins. Nope, Van Evenhoven, the quarterback, keeps it, and a nice little push by that offensive line and about a 7-yard gain to start.
Even though Kimberly won 31-10 in Week 8, Neenah did have some success on the ground in that first meeting.
7-yard pickup for Van Evenhoven, so 2nd down and 3 coming up for the Rockets on the second offensive possession of the game. No surprise, this is a packed house, isn't it? I mean, there's standing room only along the fence line. Can't beat this time of year, right, Mike? I mean, this is good stuff. Van Evenhoven, he's going to sling it over, and that is number 3, Jackson Schloman with the catch, and I think he got the first down. That's a good route by Schloman, Mike. Yeah, he got it up to the 47-yard line, so 1st and 10. Knew where the first down stick was, just ran a quick, easy route. Make sure you get that first down, and that's a good start for Neenah to move the chains in 2 plays.
Cody Oberman closed on that. Brett, I was wondering if he was going to try to make a play on the ball or just go for the safe tackle there. He might have been able to break up that pass. It hung in the air a little bit.
1st and 10, so Van Evenhoven now going to keep it again, trying to spin his way, and maybe got a couple. That might have been, I think we're going to call his name quite a bit, number 4, Ethan Doucette, the senior linebacker, on the stop there. 2-yard pickup for Van Evenhoven, 2nd and 8 at the 49.
Doucette had 13 tackles in the first meeting 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, he is a tackling machine. There's Jace Jenkins' first time touching the ball. Nice tackle, though, by number 34, Connell Schiesel, the senior linebacker. So 3rd down coming up. Ball at the 49-yard line, 3rd and 6 for the Rockets. Yeah, you mentioned that was a 31-10 victory, Kimberly over Neenah in Week 8. Kimberly has won 16 straight in this series, Mike. Neenah's last victory against the Papermakers came in 05. That was a 42-28 Rockets victory in Week 9. So a long winning streak for the Papermakers in this series. See if Van Evenhoven drops back. Nope, looking maybe a little option play. No, Van Evenhoven looking for a lane. Doucette, he gets away from Doucette, and that's a big first down run by the sophomore quarterback. Mike, I thought Doucette was going to drop him short of the first down marker, but there you see Van Evenhoven, just a sophomore, but has really come into his own this season, and not only showing the speed, but a little bit of a strength to kind of break that tackle, because Doucette doesn't let go of guys too much.
Doucette made first contact about 3 yards shy of the sticks, and Van Evenhoven carried him for about 7-8 more yards.
Yeah, so a nice first down run by the quarterback. 1st and 10, ball at the Kimberly 36. So a pair of first downs here to start this game for this Rockets offense. Handoff, Jenkins has it, got a little hole, and there's Doucette. He's not going to let Jenkins go. Oh, that was a little bit of a fumble, but the referees blew the whistle.
I don't know if you heard it. It sounded like the whistle blew just a fraction before the
it was
before
close,
the ball came out.
But it clearly did blow before the ball squirted out. So 2nd down after that run. We'll call it, 2nd and 7 at the 33 for the Rockets, who got a nice little drive going here to open the game. Grant Dean going in motion, handoff to Jace Jenkins and a whole bunch of Papermakers. That's Schiesel again, wrapping up Jenkins.
Got a little help from Jack Stats there, came in and cleaned it up as well.
Ball at the 31, Connor Schiesel, my apologies. So 3rd down and 6, ball. 3rd and 5, we'll call it, ball at the 31-yard line. Obviously 4-down territory here for the Neenah Rockets on this opening possession.
Yeah, you don't feel like you have to throw the ball here necessarily, because you can go for it gain a couple yards here and still go for it on 4th down.
See what Van Evenhoven does, and he's got Jenkins on a wheel route near the 5-yard line. Schiesel finally brings him down, but nice little play that you had, Mike. You had Van Evenhoven with a little juke move, kind of trying to get that defense to freeze a little bit, because you have to honor the fact that he can run. And Jenkins, a beautiful ball coming out of the backfield, and look at this, 1st and goal at the 6. So nice execution on that play.
Exactly what Neenah was hoping for when they took the opted to take the kickoff to start the game.
Well, now if you're the Rockets, you're first and goal 6 yards away from punching this in. You got to get 6. Handoff to Jenkins and trying to get around, but boy, a whole bunch of white paper makers jerseys there, including number 49, Brody Beck, the junior linebacker, one of the first ones there.
Sam McGivern in there, number 99 as well to help out.
1 yard gain for Jenkins. Second and goal at the 5 for the Rockets. Again, Neenah winning the coin toss before the game, electing to receive. Looking like that was a smart move by head coach Steve Young, trying to dictate this game, right? Try to get some points on the board and make Kimberly play from behind. See if the Rockets can capitalize here. Second and goal at the 5 as Van Evenhoven waits for the snap, claps his hands, got it. Well, again, look at this, Van Evenhoven, and gets around the edge, and he's in 5 yards out. Not sure if that was the design, but he's got the wheels, and the Rockets strike first on the 5-yard touchdown run by Noah Van Evenhoven. What beautiful opening drive for the Rockets.
Right, it looked like he only had one receiver out, so it was kind of a quick read. If he's there, throw it. If not, take the ball down and run.
He tucked it in and, and easily scored on that. And the PAT is good. That was number 18, Alec Schmitzer with the PAT. And as we look at our Unison Credit Union Cellcom playoff scoreboard, the Rockets, they strike first. 7-0 Neenah lead in this second round game.
This game could not have started any better for the Rockets.
I guess not. That was very impressive. Thank you, Roger Dodge. You just got a tweet, Mike. Kakana up 7-0 over Slinger with 9:22 to play in the first quarter. So we'll keep an eye on a bunch of those games. I know I think Ricardo's going to feed us some scores as well as they come in. We want to know what's going on in that Appleton North Hudson game. That's over in Hudson. Still can't believe that Appleton North at 8-2, a 6th seed in the playoffs, coming out of the Fox Valley Association.
If you're near your computer or even on your phone, you can also go to postcrescent.com, and we've got Jim Ascola back in the office updating scores from throughout the region. Live score updates, and then all the final scores will be online at postcrescent.com after the game.
Neenah with a 10-play, 65-yard touchdown drive to open this game, so very impressive.
Shoot up almost 6 minutes off the clock.
Boy, everything went perfect, including the opening kickoff going out of bounds, so got a nice field to start, and it looks like the Papermaker is going to get a nice field to start their opening possession. That was number 12, Dom Herron on the return, grabbing that bouncy kick off the turf. So it looks like Papermaker's going to start right at the 35-yard line as well. So 1st and 10, first time we get to see Seth Myron and the Kimberly offense. Now, Mike, unlike Neenah, which is so heavy dominant, this Kimberly offense is pretty multifaceted. They've got fantastic running backs in Blake Berry and Gavin Tyson, but Seth Myron has had a sensational season, first-team quarterback, and he's going to sling it right away across the field. That's number 8 on the catch. That is Jackson Garbish, the senior wideout, in a nice little start, about 8 yards for Myron to Garbish. So how do you pick your poison? They got some Kreider, they got Garbish, you got Berry, you got Tyson, you got Deckant coming out of the backfield, as we saw last week against Fond du Lac. A lot of weapons in this Kimberly arsenal.
Well, and you hear it all the time. They almost use that quick pass as a run on first down. Nice, safe pass.
Second down is a little toss to Berry on the far side, and he's got the first down and right at about the 50-yard line for the Papermakers. By the way, on that touchdown, Liam Wasco is the field goal kicker. I just got a note, so he's mismarked in the program. But Noah Hoffman, by the way, for Kakana, a 40-yard touchdown run for the Ghost to put Kakana on the board against Slinger. No surprise, Mike, we could see a whole bunch of FVA teams moving through to the state quarterfinals. Long way to go. Blake Berry, and not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard for Berry Darius Jones Jr. might have been one of the first ones there for the Rockets. A very talented defense and a very physical, kind of mirror images, I think, both of these teams. They play fast, they play physical on both sides. They get after you. I guess the one difference is the fact that Kimberly offensively a little bit more dynamic in the passing game. But otherwise, it's kind of like looking at each other in the mirror when these two teams play. And it stands to reason, right? They're both 6-1 in the FEA and both 9-1 overall. Myron waiting for it. Gavin Tyson, his first carry, bouncing around. He's in Neenah territory. Third down coming up. Nice little run for Tyson, the junior running back. Really does a good job of spelling Blake Berry, and another talented running back coming through for Chad Michaelwitz in this Kimberly program. Ball at the 44-yard line, 3rd and 3 for Kimberly.
Brett, would you have thought a high-scoring game tonight, or would you thought it would be a kind of a low-scoring game?
I would have said maybe middle of the range. I wasn't expecting any offensive fireworks, but maybe we'll get something like that. And Kimberly going to burn a timeout here. First timeout of the game goes to the Papermakers. Gives me a chance, Mike, let everybody know out there that we've got a great deal on a digital subscription to the Post-Crescent, any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin sites. For the next 6 months, you can get all the benefits included with a digital subscription for just $1. 6 months for $1. That includes full access on your desktop, tablet, and mobile devices every day, exclusive subscriber newsletters, full access to national reporting with the USA Today Sports Plus app, also includes the e-edition. So please, believe it or not, that $1 goes a long way into having us produce these live streams. Go to postcrescent.com/subscribe. 3rd and 3 for the Papermakers. Handoff, and that's a first down run by Blake Berry. So moving the sticks are the Papermakers, looking to respond to that Neenah touchdown drive. Ball right at the 40-yard line.
That was a quick time out there for Kimberly. They didn't spend a whole lot of time talking. I wonder if they didn't like the personnel they had for that important 3rd and 4 play.
I was going to ask you if they didn't convert. Was this a 4-down territory? I think they would have gone for it, don't you? But
yeah, I think so.
That's moot now. They got the first down run by Blake Berry, so 1st and 10 as Myron waits for the snap. Handoff. Again, Berry looking for a lane. Got some holes. And a pretty good form tackle on Berry, if I can get a number there. That looked like that was number 2. Let's see, Chase Jenkins as an outside linebacker. Of course, a talented Neenah running back as well. But a 5-yard run for Berry, 2nd and 5 at the 35-yard line.
Brett, Notre Dame's got a quick 6-0 lead over Menasha.
Who's that?
Notre Dame's up 6-0 over Menasha.
Okay, that's another big one. That's at Calder Stadium, just on the other side of the Fox River here.
Of course, they met during the FRCC South regular season.
That was just a few weeks ago as well. I think that was a late season game.
Correct.
Yeah. Toss to Berry, looking for a running lane. Dives forward. 3rd and short. Coming up. See where they mark this. They're going to put it at the 32-yard line. So 3rd and 2 coming up for the Papermakers. First offensive possession for Kimberly after Neenah went 10 plays and 65 yards on that 5-yard touchdown run by quarterback Evan Van Evenhoven. And now we have a Neenah timeout. So already playing a game of chess here, it looks like, as the Rockets burn a timeout here, not liking maybe something they had defensively and what perhaps Kimberly was showing.
You can tell this is not a non-conference game in week 2, right? These coaches are leaving nothing to chance. If they don't see something they like, get a quick timeout and let's talk about it.
Hey, we'll be back at it next week. We'll be streaming a state quarterfinal playoff game. Just don't know what that game will be yet. But I'll announce the matchup on my Twitter account at PCBrettC is where it's at. So please give me a follow. Live coverage will kick off at 6:45 p.m. And as always, you can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. So 3rd and 2 for the Papermakers coming off this Neenah timeout. Ball at the Neenah 32-yard line. And look at this, Seth Myron now, the quarterback, lined up at receiver, and Blake Berry in the Wildcat taking the direct snap and just diving forward, and nothing fancy there, Mike. That's a first down run, just needed 2, got 3, and moved the chains.
Just give Neenah another look, give him something to think about for later in the game, pick up the first down.
Ball to 29. You just want to see Berry throw into Myron, don't you? Maybe a little reverse hook up there.
Well, you know they practiced it. Whether or not they pull it out later in the game, who knows?
Myron back in his more familiar quarterback spot, as now he's starting to direct traffic there. Pointing to that Neenah defense, steps back and waiting for the snap. He's got it. They'll toss to Berry, who's got a good run there, and good work by that offensive line. There's some seams there for these Kimberly running backs, and that's a nice first down run. About 8 yards.
And a really good answer for Kimberly here, coming out, responding to Neenah's opening drive touchdown. Kimberly on the march. We're almost under a minute here in the first quarter already. That's what happens when teams are grinding out yards on the ground.
Yeah, it makes for a fast game, doesn't it? We kind of talked about that before the game. Figured it'd be a quick one. Second and 2, I should say, for the Paper Makers. Again, a little toss to Tyson. Deckent had a pretty good block, but boy, didn't see who came in there fast to fill up. And Tyson, I thought maybe he was going to get the first down run, but that might have been number 82, perhaps. That might have been Connor Briones, the outside linebacker, a junior, coming in quickly to stop Tyson for no gain. So 3rd and 2 with perhaps one more play here in this opening quarter. And no doubt, based on field position, 4-down territory here for the Paper Makers as Myron waits for the snap. He's got a little play fake to Berry, and now Myron on the run, and he's going to be dropped down. Good defense in the back end. Mike, Myron wanted to let it go. There was nowhere to go, and then number 66, Eric Schaufelberger. How about that? The senior defensive lineman busting through, and a big sack. They lose about 8 yards. It's going to be 4th and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Myron had his eyes downfield. I think he was trying to find his receiver, and all of a sudden Schaufelberger just was in his face too quick.
Kind of a long developing play. There just wasn't much there, and looks like that is going to be that sack by Schaufelberger is how this first quarter comes to an end. Neenah fans in front of us really liking how that first quarter played out. And as we look at our Unison Credit Union and Cellcom scoreboard, the Rockets with a 7-0 lead through the first 12 minutes.
A couple other score updates, Brett. Fox Valley Lutheran is trailing West Salem 7-0, and Kaukauna is up already 14-0 now.
Not surprised by Kaukauna. That's a really good team in Division II. They got some offensive weapons, and I could very easily see them making a deep run. I don't think that's going out on a limb by any stretch.
Yeah, you know, they were a number 6 seed. Slinger's a number 2 seed, but you know, you'll take a 6 seed coming out of the FVA more times than not.
Yeah, send us scores. We're getting some in through text as well. I'm curious to know how that Middleton-Wanakee game is going, because the winner of this one takes on the winner of that one. Also, of course, Appleton North and Hudson. That's a big one. Poor Appleton North, they're practically in Minnesota at that point. Right on the shores of the St. Croix River. 4th and 10 for the Paper Makers as Myron opens the second quarter on the run, trying to set up a little screen, and it's dropped. I don't know if that was going to go anywhere anyway. That was to number 88, Abe Coronado, the junior tight end, and pretty good pressure for Myron. And he had kind of rainbow it maybe a little bit higher than maybe he wanted, but Coronado, I think, trying to maybe also make a play before he secured the ball. But I think that Neenah defense was there, and it was going to be tough to pick up those 10 yards.
Right. It looked like he might have been able to gain 3 or 4 yards, but it would have been a tough uphill climb there to get all 10.
So how about the Neenah defense rising to the occasion? The big sack by Schaufelberger forces the 4th and 10, and then the incomplete pass, turnover on down. So now the Rockets up 7-0, and Van Evenhoven off and running again. and just about slips the tackle, but a good job by number 49 for the Papermakers. Brody Beck, the junior linebacker, not letting the quarterback get away. But again, Mike, that's a good 4-yard gain. So they're getting some nice, good chunk yardage on these runs by both Jenkins and Van Evenhoven, and that line doing some pretty good work as well.
Rockets doing a real good job of mixing it up there between Van Evenhoven's runs and Jenkins.
2nd and 6 for the Rockets. Van Evenhoven kind of going on that shotgun look, and ooh, good tackle there by Beck again, so 3rd down coming up. Looks like Slinger put one on the board now, 14-7. Kaukauna with the lead. And thank you to Josh Young. North and Hudson scoreless after 1 quarter.
Pretty much thought that would be a low-scoring game.
I don't know if Appleton North ever gives up points, period. It's just their defense is phenomenal. 3rd down and 4 to go for the Rockets here at the 35-yard line. Let's see what Van Evenhoven does. And a little play fake. Fires it over. Is that Darius Jones Jr. out in the flat and off to the races? Watch him go. Nice little design there. And how about a little wrinkle? You don't necessarily see Darius Jones Jr., the senior linebacker, is what he's notably coming to his own for. One of the best linebackers in the FBA, now showing off his wheels in that fullback spot. Nice little play design and a 1st down pitch and catch, Mike.
I don't know if that's an unscouted look or not, but Kimberly certainly did not expect the ball to go to number 91 there.
So maybe I was wrong in the open. I said there's no secrets. There's no more wrinkles to put out there, but I guess there are a few more chess pieces to move on the board, and that's a nice 1st down for the Rockets. 1st and 10. And again, Van Evenhoven to the air to Jace Jenkins and down to the 25. What's going on here with the passing game suddenly?
Nice job by Jenkins there to turn his body and make that catch. If Van Evenhoven can hit him in stride, he might score down the sideline there.
Steve Seidel checking in. Wanakee leading Middleton 7-0. Thank you, Steve. And how about Notre Dame up 13-0 over Menasha at Calder Stadium?
If I remember right, Notre Dame had a lead early in the regular season matchup against Menasha too before the Blue Jays stormed back.
1st and 10 for the Rockets at the 25-yard line, and right now Neenah doing pretty much whatever it wants, with the exception of that play is not much there for Van Evenhoven. No gain on that. 2nd down and 10 coming up. But right now Neenah looking awfully impressive, doing some very nice things offensively, kind of opening up the playbook, and now you're seeing the passing game. Now all of a sudden you kind of give that Kimberly defense something to think about, because I'm sure Kimberly came in thinking we got to shut down Jenkins and Van Evenhoven. If we do that, we might be in good shape, because typically Neenah not a passing offense, but now suddenly you're seeing Van Evenhoven heat up in that passing game.
Well, and if you read Ricardo Arguello's preview, he said Neenah would have to hit some passes here.
And so far, so good. Again, a little juke move, and there's Darius Jones Jr. again coming out of the flat, so 3rd and short coming up. And that was a nice ball. Van Evenhoven gives you just enough where he jab steps, and you got to. He's so good in the running game, you have to honor that. So if you're playing those linebacker spots, especially in the middle of the field, you got to kind of freeze a little bit, and that's kind of allowing some of these passes, I think, to get open in the flat.
That was interesting there. Jenkins and Jones were both kind of in the same neighborhood there. I don't know if they were supposed to be that close to each other.
It worked out, and it's 3rd and 2 now for the Rockets on the march again. Handoff Jace Jenkins. He's got the 1st down as he's inside the 15-yard line. Boy, there's just a good pace and a good step to how Neenah's looking right now, Mike.
Very confident. The line is firing off the ball.
Big time, yeah.
They're getting out of the huddle quick. You know, it's like they can't wait to get up to the line and run the next play. That shows that they're happy with their prep work all week, and they feel they've got a list of plays that can work against this Kimberly defense.
That pro football team up the road might learn something about getting out of the huddle and getting to the line and snapping the ball fast, huh? 1st and 10 for Van Evenhoven, waiting for it again. Handoff to Jenkins, trying to wrestle his way forward, and not a whole lot there. Good job by that Kimberly defense. If he got anything, he got a yard. 2nd down coming up, and a fast-moving first half, already under 8 minutes to play here in the 2nd quarter.
And Brett, Jenkins is probably playing with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder tonight. I know there was some chatter on social media, a few eyebrows raised with some of the all-conference awards that came out. Neenah certainly thought that Jenkins would be maybe Offensive Player of the Year in the FVA, and that's not the way it went.
Yeah, I've actually got the all-conference teams. I can go over those here maybe at halftime, talk about some of the selections. And what do we have here? We have a timeout for the Rockets. So second timeout of the first half burned by the Rockets. Yeah, we'll talk about, Jace Jenkins, he came into tonight's action 19th in the state in all divisions in rushing yards, 1,408 yards. No doubt one of the premier backs in this league. Rockets as a team, 3,205 rushing yards coming in. That ranked 9th in the state in all divisions. Neenah, by the way, guys, looking to advance to the state quarterfinals or level 3 for the first time since 2004. It's been a long time for the Rockets. They actually made it as far as the state semifinals that season before falling to Marshfield 14-13 in overtime in a state semifinal. Neenah survived some close battles throughout that playoff march. They topped Middleton 12-6, Appleton West 17-6, and Sheboygan South 7-6. So it's been a long time. 18 years for the Rockets between state quarterfinal appearances. Long way to go in this one, but definitely off to a good start here. 2nd and 9 for Neenah out of this timeout. Little play fake from Jenkins, and there's a pass. He's in.
Ethan Schneider with the catch there, number 20 for the Rockets.
Wow. How many yards do you have him for? Is that about 14 yards?
I have him for 12 yards there, Brett.
12 yards, okay. And how about that? And a throwing touchdown, a touchdown pass for the Rockets. Let's see if Liam Wasco can punch this one through. And we have a flag here on the attempt. That'll back Neenah up 5 yards. So a 12-yard touchdown pass from Evan Van Evenhoven to Ethan Snyder, the senior wideout. And Mike, I got to believe that Kimberly's a little shell-shocked right now.
That pass came right after the timeout. I'd be curious to know if they changed the play after the timeout or if that's what they were going with the whole time.
No problem for Wasco as he drills the PAT. And look at this, with 7:16 to go here in this second quarter. We look at our Unison Credit Union and Cellcom scoreboard. The Rockets up 2 scores, 14-0 lead for the home team here in this second round playoff game. So 2 offensive possessions, 2 touchdowns, defensively forcing a turnover on downs. Everything going Neenah's way right now.
A lot of cowbells on the home side of the stadium today as well.
Appleton North now a 3-0 lead over Hudson on a 43-yard field goal by Caden Pop. How about that?
He is so good. He is, it goes without saying, one of the best kickers in the state, one of the most versatile players in the state. He has been, a lot of times, he's been all the points for the Lightning in a couple games this year, I think.
How about this score, too, from our friend Josh Young. Wausau West leading Bayport 7-0 in the second quarter with 8 minutes to go. I know, Mike, you've seen this Wausau West team a few times, and you like them.
I saw him play, I think, 3 times this year, including last week when they beat Wisconsin Rapids 28-14. I thought that would be a close game. Wausau West has a very good, very big offensive line led by Brant Rice, who's a Division I recruit.
So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Some very interesting scores here in the second round, including here at Rocket Stadium. The home team, Neenah, up 14-0 over Kimberly. A bit of a surprise. It looks like a flag on the kickoff, so we'll see what the officials call.
Brett Van Evenhoven has started out 6 for 6 for 80 yards through the air.
Personal foul face mask against the Rockets, so 15 more yards for Kimberly. That's a hot start. That's a good start for your quarterback here in a biggest game of the season. Not bad for a sophomore, huh?
Well, is he a sophomore anymore? This is week 11.
Yeah, not really, right? He's grown up. 1st and 10 at the 46 for Kimberly, and I feel kind of like this is a must drive. Boy, Blake Berry hit hard. I think that was Jace Jenkins who got in. So how about your running back putting a nice little hit on Blake Berry to at least stop him and let your rest of the teammates come and bring him down.
Free safety Luke Young there, number 15, also came up real quick with some support there on the run.
You don't see a lot of two-way players at this level, do you? Big programs like these.
No, but
Jace Jenkins doing some good work on the defensive side tonight as well.
When you're as talented as some of these kids are, though, you get your best players on the field, especially this time of year. Toss
to Berry on the 2nd down run, looking nowhere to go, and the good pursuit by number 24, Trevor McGinnis. First time we're calling his name, the 6'3", 192-pound senior outside linebacker, one of the great linebackers in this league as well. Boy, this is a big 3rd down here, really for both sides, right at midfield, so 3rd and 6 coming up. Boy, if you need a defense to get off the field and a 3 and out.
Yeah, I mean, it's too early to panic if you're Kimberly, but certainly there's no doubt there's some concern.
Myron waiting for the snap. He backs up. He's got all day long. Fires, and nice hands catch across the way, and a good fastball. That's number 8, Jackson Garbage. Boy, Myron had a lot of time. The line did a great job blocking up front. He just delivered a dart. Great hand catch again. Was not a body catch. 1st and 10 at the 39.
Yeah, and a real nice route by Garbage. He went out about 10 yards, stopped, then he faked like he was going to, take it deep, and then just came back to the ball. Nice double move there.
Good confidence in that passing game, and Myron showing a pretty good fastball there. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line for the Papermakers. And Berry has it. He's got a seam on the right side. Watch out. Off to the race. A little stiff arm still on his feet inside the 20. He has got such a powerful stiff arm. We saw that a couple times last week in that game against Fond du Lac. He's tough enough to bring down because he's so strong. He's such kind of a low center of gravity, but you had that devastating stiff arm on top of that. He is tough to bring down. Ball right at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, get him in the open field. That's going to be tough for the Neenah defense to corral him.
Myron directing traffic again at the line of scrimmage, waiting for the snap. Hands off to Berry, squeezing for a few yards. So good 2nd or 3rd effort. What a 3-yard pickup for Berry. 2nd and 7 coming up.
I think McGinnis made the tackle again there for the Rockets, Brett.
2nd down and 7 is at the 5-minute mark. Clock running here in the 2nd quarter. Big drive here for the Papermakers, down 2 scores. Myron again. Berry spinning his way around. Oh, nice tackle coming in. How about that? That's Grant Dean. Number 8, the 5'11 sophomore safety, and this kid is already a sensational player. It's going to be fun to watch his development. I think he's one of, 2 first-team sophomores on the All-FEA squad. So 3rd and we'll call it 6. Ball at the 16-yard line. Myron waiting for it, and he's out on the run. Looking for it, fires downfield, and it's caught.
There's a flag down
by Garbish. Where's the flag? Right now, that's a 16-yard touchdown.
There's a flag at the 5-yard line.
Wonder if that's pass interference. We'll see what the officials call. And it's going to be defensive holding. Kimberly will decline it, and that is a touchdown pass from Myron to Garbish. Mike calling that 16 yards. Does that sound right to you?
Yes.
And a huge answer.
Drive started with the 15-yard face mask foul on the kickoff.
Right.
Got Kimberly almost out to midfield. That was kind of a big kickstart to that drive.
Hunter Berry in for the PAT, and that sails through. And with 4:10 to go here in this 2nd quarter, we look again at our Unison Credit Union and Cellcom scoreboard. Rockets up 14-7 after Kimberly's first touchdown march of this game. That ends with a 16-yard pass from Seth Myron to Jackson Garbish. That's a much-needed drive, Mike, if you're a Papermaker fan.
Well, you said it was almost a must-score drive there, and like I said, I think it might have been too early for must-score, but what a big answer for the Papermakers.
Mike, I always speak in hyperbole. We're trying to make this extremely dramatic right now, and it is. Kaukauna now up 17-7 over Slinger. Stick with us, folks, at halftime. We'll talk about, what we got coming up. Actually, I want to talk to Mike about, he and Ricardo got a big trip to Wisconsin Rapids tomorrow. State cross-country meet at the Ridges. Rosie's hometown, Wisconsin Rapids.
Brett, Freedom's gotten on the board. Freedom leads Berlin 7-0.
That's an interesting game, too. That Berlin team is good. I know they're down one of their top running backs. As a nice return on the far sideline. Watch out! In Kimberly territory. How about that for a big return by Ethan Snyder? He just caught the touchdown pass. He gets out. Great blocking on the kickoff return unit by Neenah. He's got some wheels, though. He gets on that far sideline in front of that Kimberly bench, and he was off to the races. And great field position coming up for Neenah. Yeah, Freedom Berlin's interesting. Little Chute and Xavier also in Division 4. Could be setting up for a big Little Chute Freedom state quarterfinal game next week, potentially. See what happens. But Berlin's no slouch. That's going to be a tough game for the Irish, no doubt about it. 1st and 10 off of that big kickoff return by Snyder. And Van Evenhoven looking for a seam, and he just gets really low. And good push by that offensive line. And a good start on this drive by Van Evenhoven, who's been perfect so far, 6 of 6 on the night. 2nd and 4 coming up. Ball at the 27-yard line, looks like.
3.5 minutes to go here before halftime. Plenty of time for the Rockets.
Great second-round game here in Division I in the playoffs. Jace Jenkins, now he's got a seam, and he's got the first down. Doucette finally brings him down, but not before Jenkins gets to about the 15-yard line. Boy, the pace of this Neenah, they are, like you said with that offensive line, at the snap, they're winning the line of scrimmage right now offensively.
Yeah, they're dictating the pace of this game. Doucette there saved the touchdown. That was a touchdown saving tackle.
First and 10 after that run by Jenkins. Ball at the 15-yard line. Van Evenhoven spinning his way, waiting for the whistle and playing until the whistle, and gets about 4 yards. 3 or 4 yards. Let's see where they spot it. So a 3-yard pickup. 2nd and 7 now coming up for Neenah. Van Evenhoven waiting. Was that a design or what? Wide open to number 83. Luke Keller, the junior tight end.
Yeah, that was definitely by design, Brett. A lot of misdirection in the backfield by Van Evenhoven. Faked 2 different run plays there. Keller snuck out of his tight end position, wide open in the end zone.
I have a 12-yard pass from Van Evenhoven, his 2nd touchdown of the night. Yeah, I'm watching the game in my binoculars, and I was watching Van Evenhoven as Wasco sends that PAT through. And, yeah, he was kind of going every which way, thinking, is this a design play? Keller was wide open. Very, very impressive offensively tonight so far for Neenah. They're kind of pulling out all the stops here, it seems like.
And why not? If you don't win tonight, your season's over. There's nothing to hold back now.
Wow.
If you have to put everything on film, you do to win this game.
Little history lesson for those out there. The first ever meeting between Neenah and Kimberly came way back in 1951, the year Rosie was born. 13-0 Rockets victory in Kimberly. Actually, Neenah won 17 of the first 18 meetings. The other, though, was a 13-13 tie. That was in 1954. Kimberly's first ever win over Neenah finally came in 1971. That was a 19-14 victory at Kimberly. So this rivalry's been going since 1951.
Brett, early in the second quarter, Xavier was up 3-0 on Little Chute early in the second.
Interesting. Tough game for the Mustangs for sure, the Northeastern Conference champs. And number 12 there, that's Dom Heron on the return. Well, here we go, Mike. Kimberly down 2 scores again, 2:07 to play until you hit halftime. Now, Kimberly opens the second half with the football, so the Papermakers with 2 timeouts, a chance to double up here, end the first half with some points, and then open the second half with some points, so we'll see. Certainly a very important drive for the Papermakers again, back down 2 scores. As Myron waits, a little play fake. Gonna fire it over, nice pass to Isaac Deckent, the fullback. Showing some good hands. Neenah's saying that he didn't catch it. Deckent slow to get up. I think they're calling it a catch. He took a pretty good shot. And Deckent, a sensational player for Kimberly. Hopefully he's all right. Maybe one of those, Mike, where he, oh boy. He's not feeling good, is he?
Looked like he got hit low. Don't want to speculate on where.
At first I thought maybe he got the air knocked out of him.
Right.
Breath knocked out of him, but slowly going to the sideline there to get checked out. That is an 8-yard catch. Make it a 9-yard catch. Ball at the 37, 2nd and 1 coming up for Kimberly. That's a big loss. He's a huge part of that offense. Little toss to Barry, spinning around, still on his feet. Big time hitting. Whoa! Darius Jones Jr. finally coming in. Barry gets the first down, but he took a pretty good shot. Boy, the fast Neenah defense pursuing Blake Barry. I thought there was a couple times maybe he was going to sneak through, but they close those gaps fast.
Yeah, they pursued the ball really well.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Clock running, and Kimberly maybe got to show a little bit of urgency here. Still 2 timeouts to use, but certainly taking some time here to get this play call off. Myron waiting for it. And he'll drop back to pass. He's got all day long over the middle of the field. Nice ball and a nice catch. That's number 23 for the Papermakers. I think that is Brennan Grams, the junior wideout.
And there Kimberly uses another timeout.
With 1:07 to play. So offensive line giving Myron plenty of time to survey that field, and that was a nice dart over the middle of the field.
Brett, we talk about Caden Pop, who does everything for Appleton North. He kicked a field goal earlier, and now he caught a touchdown pass. Appleton North leading Hudson 10-0.
You mean Caden Pop 10, Hudson 0, because he's got also the PAT. So he's really one of the top players in the FEA without a doubt. I think when we did what game was that? That was week 9 at Oshkosh North, the week 9 game, and I had him accounted for 55% of the Lightning's total scoring this year.
And Hudson struggled last week against DC Everest, needed a late touchdown to beat the Evergreens.
Yeah, so it's going to be tough for Hudson, I think, already to come back. 1st and 10 for the Papermakers. Myron all day long, and I think, well, let's see. Yep, that was a good play by number 26 for the Rockets. That was Jack Zemlock, the senior cornerback. I thought actually at first he was just trying to throw that out of bounds, Myron, but I guess there was a receiver right along that near sideline, and Zemlock did a good job of knocking it away.
Yeah, that was maybe his 3rd or 4th read. He was reading the right side of the field, came back to the left, threw late, and Zemlock made a nice job breaking that pass up.
Freedom now up 20-0, breaking that one open against Berlin. 2nd and 10 for the Papermakers as Myron, he's on the run. Watch out. He's got pressure on the backside. And that was number 82 coming in big time for the Rockets. Connor Briones, the junior outside linebacker, just blew past his blocker, and Myron had no chance. Really didn't spot him, Mike, till it was too late in that sack. Pushes it all the way back to the 50-yard line. What is that, 3rd and 15 coming up?
Kimberly chooses not to take a timeout here.
Yeah, Kimberly may be thinking it might be time to regroup here and get to halftime.
I think they'll run a play here. If they can get the first down, then they'll call a quick timeout and take a shot to the end zone.
Myron back to pass again, and he wants to let it go. Big rainbow. He's got a receiver and overshot his intended target, number 23, Brennan Graham. So 4th down with just 9 seconds to go. Thank you, Roger Dodge. Guys, Kaukauna really up now big, 25-7 over Slinger. That's with 9:23 to go yet in the second quarter. 40-yard touchdown run by Noah Hoffman.
Well, Ricardo picked Kaukauna to go to the state semifinals, I believe, in Division II. They win tonight, they'd face either a Hartford or Homestead team in the quarterfinals.
Mike, offense on the field here for 4th down now, just 9 seconds to go, and I think the Rockets now want to call time out, the last one to use up. Thought maybe we'd see the punt team with 9 seconds to go, but Kimberly thinking otherwise.
Question here for Kimberly, do you go to the end zone or do you try to get the first down and hope that there's a second or two left on the clock to then go to the end zone?
Well, or maybe you get a chance to get a defensive pass interference that isn't a spot foul in high school, so.
No, you don't get a cheap 45 or 50 yards like you do in the NFL.
That's probably a rule they should get rid of in the NFL, shouldn't they?
There shouldn't be 40-yard penalties. There was one in last night's Thursday night football game.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be spot fouls at all,
that can
in
be
my opinion.
Actually a play when you're 3rd and long, and sometimes these quarterbacks in the NFL just throw it up hoping for a DPI, and you're right, all of a sudden you get a 40-yard penalty and a fresh first set of downs. So here we go, 4th and 15. 9 seconds to go, and Myron back for the snap. Watch out. Steps up, fires, got the first down. That's Garbish with 3.2 seconds to play. And now you got a chance at a Hail Mary throw. That was a good ball, and good job by Garbish to not only secure it but quickly get out of bounds. So 1st down and 10 at the 32. Looking at what should be the final play of the half. We'll see what the Papermakers do here.
Myron held onto the ball there a little bit. I was surprised to look up at the clock and see that there was still 3 ticks left. I thought that play might have ate up all 9 seconds.
So 1st and 10, final play of the quarter. Well, they're going to get another timeout. Final timeout taken now by Kimberly. And who knows? It's high school football. Weird things happen. You never know. Especially when you got the offensive firepower that Kimberly has. Wanakee leads 7-0 at the half. Oh, Josh Young also giving me a World Series score. Astros up 2-0 over the Phillies. Bottom of the second. Thank you, Josh Young. Mixing a little baseball. Why is baseball playing a World Series? You're not starting it till October 28th? Come on, the season should be over with already.
Yeah, and they had, 3 or 4 days off since the last game played. Kind of out of sight, out of mind a little bit.
Baseball's now starting in March and ending in November. That's too long. Of course, we were joking, me and my sons, about basketball and hockey starting up here in October, and they both don't end till like June. They've almost hit all 4 seasons.
Long season.
Long play here, presumably coming up for the Papermakers. 1st and 10, ball at the 32-yard line. Let's see what Myron does here in the final play. Watch out, a lot of pressure. And Myron, he's going to uncork one to the end zone and just overshot. Boy, that was a pretty good ball. That was number 14, Lance Doring, I should say, but it falls incomplete. And that is the final play of the first half.
A lot of hand fighting on that pass into the end zone.
Officials let it go, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
I was waiting to see if there was going to be a flag, but no such thing. So, 24 minutes in the books. It's halftime here at Rocket Stadium. And a quick look at our Cellcom and Cooney's embroidery, our Unison Credit Union and Cellcom scoreboard shows Neenah on top, 21-7 here in this second round Division I playoff game. We'll talk more about tonight's game and all that we have coming up digitally at USA Today Network Wisconsin after this short break.
Top of the 222 building on College Avenue in downtown Appleton. It's Varsity Roundtable. Ladies and gentlemen, Ricardo Arguello.
Live from a secret location somewhere in northeast Wisconsin, it's Clubhouse Live. We'll look back on how the Packers fared, we'll talk football, we'll take a peek at what's next on the schedule, and we'll have our usual fun too. We're ready. Are you ready? It's time to get started. Let's open the doors and welcome to Clubhouse Live!
Welcome back to Rocket Stadium. We're on the campus of Neenah High School, Neenah, Wisconsin. Again, site of tonight's WIAA Division I second round playoff matchup between the Rockets and the Papermakers. And again, as we look at our Unison Credit Union and Cellcom scoreboard, Neenah with an impressive first half. They lead 21-7 over Kimberly. Once again, thank you to our playoff sponsor, Unison Credit Union. Unison proudly provides the people and businesses of Northeast Wisconsin with exceptional banking services and trusted financial guidance delivered by friendly experts. Also, thank you to our season sponsor, Cellcom. Save 50% on select smartphones, plus get $200 off smartwatches with a smartphone purchase. New flex agreement and monthly service required. Visit cellcom.com/fall for details. And our apparel sponsor, thank you to Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They have the skills and experience to customize your apparel. Spread the word about your organization. Contact them today at 920-731-0922 or send them an email at Cooney's, COONEYS0922 at sbcglobal.net. One more thing I want to mention, guys, USA Today Sports Plus. That's the new sports app that puts the fans first. Get the latest scores, stats, and standings and enjoy interactive experiences with our award-winning sports writers. Download USA Today Sports Plus from the Apple or Google Play stores today. USA Today Sports Plus fan harder. Mike, you got some scores and some other things to update?
Well, let's give a little halftime stats, first of all.
Let's do it.
First for Neenah, quarterback Evan Van Evenhoven, 7 for 7 through the air for 92 yards. Jace Jenkins has carried 7 times for 30 yards. Now, not a lot of yards, but just, 3, 4, 5 yards at a crack has helped move the chains and help time of possession be in the Rockets' favor. For Kimberly, Barry has carried 13 times for 60 yards, and Seth Myron has completed 6 out of 7 for 77 yards. A couple of scores there at halftime. Halftime score, bit of a surprise. Notre Dame still shutting out Menasha 13-0 at halftime. Appleton North 10-0 over Hudson at the half. Kaukauna 24-7 over Slinger in the third quarter already down there in Slinger. Last check we had, Wausau West and Bayport were tied up now 7-7 in the second quarter.
All right, good battle there.
River Falls beating Marshfield 12-7 in the second quarter.
I see Xavier up on Little Chute, 3-0 at the half. And game of interest, of course, Mike, for this one here. The winner of this one takes on either Waunakee or Middleton. And at last check, well, let me see if I can get a more of an update. It's Waunakee leading Middleton 7-0 at halftime. So that's a good battle like we expected. That was a close game early in the season when those two teams faced off earlier. So 7-0 Waunakee with the lead. Winner of this one takes on the winner of that one. So again, folks around here hoping that Middleton pulls it off. And that game will then either be played here at Rocket Stadium or up the road at Papermaker Stadium. Some interesting scores tonight. Very interesting scores, including this one. I guess, what are your first half thoughts? Neenah, what a first half. That might have been maybe one of their best first halves, if not the best first half they played all season long, both sides of the ball. Yeah,
Neenah fans would probably say this is not a surprise. We're a good team. We're one of the best teams in the state. We're not surprised. Obviously, on the other sideline, Kimberly's thinking, whoa, what happened here? We beat these guys
31-10.
31-10, just 3 weeks ago. Kind of had our way with them in the first meeting, and now the tables are turned, and Neenah's kind of had its way with Kimberly so far. Impressed
with what we've seen offensively by Neenah as far as they've added some wrinkles. They're getting Van Evenhoven going in the passing game. I don't think that was an expectation, but he's got 2 touchdown passes tonight. And then I think defensively, man, they're fast. They look as fast as I've seen them. We've seen a few of their games this season. So, but adding some wrinkles, like I said, I didn't think that there was anything left to hide, but clearly they've added a few more plays to the playbook, it looks like.
Yeah, Darius Jones Jr. being that big wrinkle on offense, catching a few balls out of the backfield. And then, as you said, the touchdown pass to the tight end there, Keller, 12-yard for their third touchdown.
If you're Chad Michaelwitz, the head coach of the Papermakers, I guess, what do you tell the guys? You're down 2 scores. Now, you start the second half with the football, but you better do something with that football here to start the second half and get this back to a 1-score game.
Yeah, you tell your offensive coaches we need to dial up our best plays this opening drive, because you cannot risk the chance of coming out and not getting points on that first drive and turning the ball back over to a Neenah team that's controlling the clock, controlling the ball, the possession on the ground. And but you don't panic. You're Kimberly. Kimberly's not going to panic. Yes, this is his first year as head coach after many years of Steve Jones. If this was Steve Jones on the sideline, he wouldn't panic. But I don't think this coaching staff at Kimberly is going to panic. They know they've got the horses to win this game. It's just a matter of executing. But they definitely need to stop. So you put yourself in a big hole when you're down 2 touchdowns in the first half.
Actually, just saw Steve Jones. He's down. He's doing some coaching again with the Papermakers, helping him out now. So saw him down on the field. I think he's up here in the press box. And then also, of course, on the other side, you got Steve Jorgensen. So you got two legends that have won multiple state titles. Those are pretty good assistant coaches, I would think. Steve Jorgensen working now on the Neenah staff.
Absolutely.
Hey, also something to keep in mind, Isaac Decken going down late in that first half. He is an integral part of that offense. Not only is he just a great bruiser, a great blocking fullback, but he can do some things in the passing game as well. So hopefully he can be okay.
I'm pretty sure I saw him come back for the last couple plays of the half, Brett. We'll have to see when they come out to start the second half, but pretty sure I saw him back on the field. So like you said, he may have just took a shot in the stomach or maybe a little lower, and just needed a few minutes to collect himself there.
Yeah, so hopefully we see Isaac back there. He's a fantastic player. Hey, you and Ricardo, by the way, I'll talk a little bit about Clubhouse Live and all that stuff, but you got a big day tomorrow, right? You got state cross country at Wisconsin Rapids, and Ricardo just had members of the Kaukauna cross country team, both boys and girls, on our varsity roundtable show on Wednesday. That's Wednesday at 7 o'clock, postcrescent.com, Fox Valley's live weekly look at the prep sports scene. And a lot of good runners, a lot of good teams, no shortage of talent when it comes to cross country here in the northeast Wisconsin.
Not at all. As you said, Kaukauna should do well. The Freedom girls, should do well there. Stevens, not from our area, but look for the Stevens Point boys.
Yeah.
They're just a dominating
I saw their
program.
sectional, what they did. Geez, I think they almost took the 5 top spots.
There's 7 runners finished in the top 9 overall there for Stevens Point.
The goal you want in cross country is to get the lowest score possible, right? Because they add up the place totals, and that was pretty impressive by the Panthers.
Yeah, so I don't know if there'll be a battle for the team title there in Division I for the boys side. I think that might already be secured. But
is that Don Benke? Is he still the head coach there?
Wow. He's one of the head coaches there. And I think they've won 11 state titles, Stevens Point.
He is a legend when it comes to state cross country. I'm a SPASH graduate and from Stevens Point. He was my social studies teacher in junior high. I think he was a coach back then. So, and I'm getting old, Mike, so that tells you how long he's been there. But
big thing with cross country, Brett, is the weather. We've had some years recently where it's rained, where it's snowed, where it's been really cold, but it should be perfect conditions for the runners tomorrow. It's going to be about 60 degrees and dry, sunny.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll.
I don't even think it's supposed to be much wind or nothing crazy.
It should be a fast course and
good.
A couple of score updates here. Freedom 20-0 over Berlin at the half. Low scoring and close game, closer than expected. Fond du Lac, St. Mary Springs only leading Bonduelle 7-0 at halftime.
Bob Hyland, of course, recently got 500 career coaching wins. Didn't he get kicked out of that game too or something?
Yes, he did.
What's going on with Coach Hyland?
Yeah, he late in the game there was a penalty, and he wasn't necessarily arguing the call. He was just arguing that the refs were taking too long to make the call. So apparently he went out there and said, "Can you guys hurry up here?" And,
I bet you he didn't say quite like that.
Probably not, but Bob has not lost any of his fire, that's for sure.
That's funny. So you get your one of only 4 coaches in the history of high school football in this great country to reach that milestone, and he gets booted from the game. He probably didn't even care.
He had to watch his milestone from outside the fence, and they brought him back onto the field after the game to give him a little ceremony there.
Oh man, that's funny. But what a run he's had.
Another update: West Salem 21-7 over Fox Valley Lutheran at the half.
And again, folks, this game that of interest, of course, is that Waunakee Middleton game. Waunakee leading Middleton 7-0 at the half. Low-scoring game down there in Waunakee. If Waunakee wins, then whoever wins this game has to travel down to the northern Madison area, right, to take on the Waunakee Warriors. That should be a heck of a battle in a state quarterfinal game. We will be streaming a game next week somewhere. Just again, follow me on Twitter at PCBretzi. Give me a follow anyway, please.
Brett, Bayport with a late touchdown in the first half, so Bayport leading Wausau West 14-7 at the half.
Could be looking at a Bayport Appleton North state quarterfinal next week as well, so that should be a very interesting game. We'll see. By the way, as you're scrolling for scores, just want to let everybody know about Clubhouse Live. That's Mondays at 6:30 p.m. Actually, this week, 6 o'clock start. Takes place at the Clubhouse Kitchen and Bar inside the Hilton Appleton Paper Valley Hotel. It's our live weekly Packers show. We have dual co-hosts this year. Devondre Campbell, the all-pro linebacker. He joined us this past week. He had Isaiah McDuffie on as a special guest. This week, Amari Rogers returns, the wide receiver, maybe punt return guy. We're not sure how that's going to play out. Frankly, I would like to see Amari get some more snaps offensively because I think that's his strength. I think he can actually give you some a bit of a spark offensively from that slot.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I agree for sure.
Amari will be on. They all bring on teammate guests. We're going to have a 6 o'clock start this week, though, but we're giving away an ultimate tailgate party, which will be you can redeem that certificate the following Sunday when the Packers are at the Lions, and the Clubhouse Kitchen and Bar takes great care of you. It's basically a tailgate party, food and drinks throughout the game. Have to be at the clubhouse to register and win, so a lot of fun stuff. And admission is free. Doors open at 4 o'clock. We give away some great prizes, including that Ultimate Tailgate Party gift certificate. We'll be giving away Packers tickets later on in the season, some signed items, of course, and a chance to meet the guys. So it's a good time. I co-host it. Ricardo's a co-host. Rosie's part of the production crew. And if you can't watch it in person, of course, it streams live on any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Facebook.com/Packers News is a good spot. And our Clubhouse Live page is Facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. So please give that a like. The award-winning Clubhouse Live.
And it's Halloween. Can you give us a little hint on what kind of costumes anybody on the crew might be wearing?
Well, I don't. That's really actually up to them this week. We're not going to have a costume party. I put it out there. We haven't done it since pre-COVID, unfortunately. And it didn't seem to be a lot of interest with the fans or the crowd online or in person. So I just said, you know what, we don't. If you want to dress up, fine. But we will be giving away candy, Mike. Trick or treat candy. I got a bag for the fans. So bring your bag or your Easter, your pumpkin, your Halloween bucket, not your Easter basket. Wait for that in spring. And got some good stuff to give away. But no costume contest this year.
Well, hopefully a few of the Packers receivers can dress up as Sterling Sharp and Donald Driver on Sunday night and generate some touchdowns. Yeah, they need
a little bit of a struggle offensively, but so far the guys have been great and the crowds have been fantastic, and online viewership has been really good as well. So you know how the NFL is. This is the game now. Green Bay will go and somehow pull off an upset victory, kind of like last year when they were depleted at wide receiver. They took on an undefeated Arizona Cardinals team. I can't remember if that was Thursday night or Sunday night, and ended up winning that game.
Right.
The disconcerting part, if you're a Packers fan, guys, is that Matt LaFleur particularly doesn't look like he has any answers. He looks a little lost when he's being asked questions about what's going on, and he's even saying, not sure. That's not good. He and his quarterback kind of get on the same page here and figure some things out, and the receivers as well.
Right. The quarterback needs to get on the same page as the guys on the field, and with LaFleur, as you said.
So we'll see. But, looking forward to that. Next Wednesday night is Varsity Roundtable again, and then next Friday night we'll be streaming a game somewhere in a state quarterfinal. And by the way, something I want to mention, again, that subscription deal that we have going on, postcrescent.com/subscribe or any of our sites /subscribe, 6 months for $1. That gives you exclusive subscriber-only content that you can find after these games, right, Mike? A lot of that is subscriber-only stuff.
Right. Goes up online early Saturday morning. You can check out games from not only the live stream game, but games from throughout the region with our team of reporters throughout Appleton, Green Bay, Oshkosh, Manitowoc, Sheboygan.
Yeah, I mean, the only way you can get reaction from the game, get quotes, all that, you have to be a subscriber. And the cool thing about that 6 months for $1, it takes you all the way through the winter season. So if you're a winter high school sports fan, we're going to have some great basketball, great wrestling, all that stuff. Just subscribe. It's $1. So do that right now, please. postcrescent.com/subscribe. Hey, there's a shot of that's what I told Dan Powers that we're going to do. There's his face holding the big camera. You can check out the photo gallery of this after the game on postcrescent.com. One of the best in the business for sure. I told him we were going to get the back of his head, but we did get a face as well. Hey, run down the scoring quick. Neenah, a 5-yard touchdown run by Evan Van Evenhoven. A pair of touchdown passes by Van Evenhoven. A pair of 12-yarders to number 20, Ethan Snyder, and number 83, Luke Keller. And then the Rockets, or I checked out the Papermakers, a 16-yard pass from Seth Myron to Jackson Garbish. And that's the first half scoring as we look at our Unison Credit Union and Cellcom scoreboard. Papermakers will start the second half with the football, and I think this is an important drive. I know it might be still a little early to say this is a must, but boy, oh boy, you're the Papermakers and you go 3 and out or don't get anything on this possession, and then the Rockets, with the way they've been playing offensively, we'll see. Oh, big return on the far sideline. That's going to be near the 50-yard line in front of that Kimberly bench. Gavin Tyson with a nice return, so fantastic field position to open this third quarter for the Papermakers. I think this is a must touchdown drive.
Yeah,
right here.
Short kick there. Tyson did a good job of grabbing it at the 24-yard line and was able to get upfield before the Neenah coverage team could get down there.
So ball will be spotted at the 47-yard line. First and 10 coming up for Kimberly on its side of the field. We'll see if any of the halftime adjustments and all that, all those speeches, what that leads here for both sides. Blake Berry running hard and got a pretty good seam along that right side of the line into Neenah territory. About a 5-yard pickup for Berry. Ball will be at the 48, 2nd and 5 coming up.
Good strong tackle by Zemlach there, but it was 5 yards downfield. Kimberly will take that all night long.
Absolutely. 2nd down, as I said, and 5 coming up for the Papermakers. Neenah up 2 scores, 21-7. Myron waiting for it, hands off to Berry, looking for something up the middle. I think Darius Jones Jr., yeah, he's fired up, old number 91 for the Rockets. 6'2" senior linebacker, one of the first ones there to meet Blake Berry. So 3rd and 2 coming up, ball at the 45-yard line.
You said it in the first half, Brett. Not a lot of solo tackles for Neenah tonight. They're getting a lot of hats to the ball.
Absolutely. Darius Jones Jr., a first-team all-conference selection. And 3rd and 2 for Myron and the Papermakers. Big 3rd down coming up. Myron hands off to Berry, looking for a hole, brought down. It's going to be close.
I think he's about a half-yard short.
Yeah, Trevor McGinnis getting in there from the outside linebacker spot.
Ooh.
They got a first down, didn't they? You can hear the Neenah fans not liking that spot, but it's a first down. Chains move for the Papermakers.
From our vantage point, I thought he was about a half a yard short, and I think that's where the ref on our side of the field walked in about a half yard short, but they gave him the spot.
1st and 10 for Kimberly. Myron waiting for it. And he's going to drop back to pass. He's going and got it. Is that Garbish? And that's a touchdown. 43 yards. Wow. 43-yard score by Jackson Garbish from Seth Myron. Just rainbowed it and let his receiver, Mike, make a play.
And Zemlach came over on the coverage there, and he kind of looked like he stumbled a little bit and wasn't able to catch his feet and get up in the air and knock that pass down. Garbish just got his hands up a little bit higher there and pulled it out of the sky.
And did a good job, Mike, of just staying in bounds, kind of spinning around, and he was off to the races. So Hunter Berry in for the PAT, and just like that, the Papermakers strike first to open up this 3rd quarter. 43-yard pass from Seth Myron to Jackson Garbish. And as we look at our Unison Credit Union and Cellcom scoreboard, now a 21-14 game, Neenah in front. So Myron, that's his both quarterbacks with a pair of touchdown passes tonight.
And Kimberly didn't necessarily need a quick touchdown on that drive, but they definitely needed to come out and move the ball down the field and get some points there.
Actually, second time that Myron and Garbish have hooked up. Good hands by Garbish and trusting your receiver to go up there and make a play. He's a 6'3", 192-pound senior, so a tall kid, long arms, and credit that offensive line too, Mike. Seth Myron had a long time, plenty of time to set up and let his receiver go up there and make a play. That's a good game. We got a battle now, don't we? This is gonna be fun the rest of the way.
Yeah, we said in the opening that this would be a good quarterfinal game or even a semifinal game. Just so happens that they're meeting in the round 2, but it's worth it.
Kickoff and good catch by Dean, who's got a lot of wheels. Watch out once he gets moving. Tries to get back to the middle of the field, looking for some blocking, but pretty good field position for the Rockets here. Now a chance for them to respond again.
Freedom's gone up 27-0 on Berlin. I think you can probably put that one in the win column there for the Irish.
Thought that one was going to be a little bit closer for Clint Krewalt's crew, but looking like a pretty good win for the Irish. 1st and 10 now for the Rockets. First offensive possession of the second half. There's that little jab move, and there is Jace Jenkins coming out of the backfield, using that play again. That play's working, and they got a first down. Ball at the 45-yard line.
Run it till they can stop it, right? That's at least 3 times, maybe 4 times now. They've just snuck somebody out of the backfield there, and he's been wide open.
Just a little jab step to try to freeze that defense because he is so good. He's a 1,000-yard rusher from that quarterback spot. You got to keep on him. You can't, get off of your assignment if you're in the middle of the field, but he's leaking out of the backfield, both Jenkins and Darius Jones Jr. There's a good job wrestling Van Evenhoven down. That's number 99, Sam McGivern, the junior defensive lineman. First down, 2nd and 9 coming up for the Rockets. Ball at the 46-yard line. Jenkins and McGivern, one of the guys there, wrapping him up again. And 3rd down coming up. Big 3rd down play near midfield. Trying to think, has Neenah been stopped yet offensively? I don't think so, have they? 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns? Yeah.
I believe so. That's correct. Well, a big 3rd down here, about a long 5, maybe 6 yards we'll call it.
Yeah, at the Neenah 49-yard line. I guess officially we'll call it 6 yards, but see what happens here as Van Evenhoven, waiting for it, claps his hands, and again, watch out, got drilled, and he caught. Wow, is that Snyder again? What a play that was, because Van Evenhoven got drilled as he threw the football. Ethan Snyder, the senior wideout, had to make an adjustment to the pass, and he was wide open though. And Snyder, a kid that I don't recall calling a whole lot in earlier games, has stepped up and made some big plays here tonight.
Just a great job by Van Evenhoven to stand tall there in the pocket. He knew he was going to get hit. Waited for Snyder to get open there behind the Kimberly defense.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Boy, Van Evenhoven having a game through the air. There's Jenkins squeezing through inside the 10. Still the pile near the 5.
Penalty flag came in late there, Brett.
I did not see that fly in. Let's see what the call is here.
I think that's going to be a hold on Neenah.
Looks like it's coming back, doesn't it? Now they're going to wave it off. We're waving off the flag. So 2nd and, I guess, 4, we'll call it. Ball at the 5-yard line.
Ball will be spotted at the 5-yard line. It was a gain of 6 in the play. 2nd down and 4.
Van Evenhoven, he's going to keep it, and nothing doing. Ethan Doucette, one of the first guys there, number 97, of course. That's Michael Padgett, the 6-foot senior defensive lineman. 3rd down and 4, no gain on that. Here's a big 3rd down play for the Rockets. Of course, they're certainly in field goal position if they're stopped, but they want 6. They don't want 3.
And they can get a first down, Brett, inside the just inside the 2-yard line. Be interesting to see what they do here. They've had such good luck sneaking a back or a tight end out into the pass pattern here. See if they try that again or if they just keep it on the ground.
3rd down, Van Evenhoven, here we go. Claps his hands, he's looking left. He's got Jenkins wide open, and Jenkins, he's got the first down. I think that's a first down. Ball's spotted at the 1, isn't it? I can't. Let's see what the officials want to do. Are they going to maybe bring out the chains? And I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to measure. That's close.
From our vantage point, it looks like a first down, but
yeah, the fans in front of us not digging this measurement either, are they?
Well, they remember the one on the last Kimberly possession that didn't get measured.
Too many bodies in the way I can't see. And it's going to be shy by about maybe a half football, maybe a full football. 4th and 4th and a foot, I guess, right? What do you do if you're Steve Young? I think they're going for it, aren't they?
Yeah.
It would be intriguing to try to go up 2 scores again with your kicking, your field goal. Liam Wasco, a good kicker for the Rockets. 4th and less than a yard. Here we go. Ball, I guess, officially at the 2-yard line.
Van Evenhoven's not under center. He's going to take a shotgun snap here.
What you have to do if, well, what do we got here? And now we have a timeout, and the Rockets want to talk this over. So already taking their first timeout of the half. Something that you want to, I think, stress if you're Steve Young, the head coach for the Neenah Rockets, is do not flinch here. We don't want a false start, right, backing you up 5 yards. Then you do have to kick the field goal. So,
wonder there if they could have gone up to the line of scrimmage quick, tried to draw Kimberly off sides.
Got the first down that way.
Or call the timeout then if you don't get him to jump. Instead, they chose to call the timeout right away and talk it over.
So
huge play here in this game, though.
This is a huge play indeed. 4th down, the official, maybe a foot, if that. I mean, it's, we'll say 4th and inches.
Does Van Evenhoven keep it himself? Does he give it to Jenkins? Do they fake the run?
Well, here they are.
The
Van Evenhoven under center. And he's just going to try to plow. He might have. Is
scored.
He in? He might have gotten in. Let's see where they. He's in. Van Evenhoven on the quarterback keeper, the sneak. They just needed a foot. We'll give him 2 yards on that, Mike. A 2-yard touchdown run, and that's an answer for that Kimberly touchdown.
And he got a nice push in the back there from Jenkins, who came up from behind and just kind of pushed the whole pile forward. (27-14), 6:06 to go here in the third. Wasco on to try the extra point.
It's good. 4 offensive possessions for the Rockets and 4 touchdowns. That's awfully impressive.
And a great answer after Kimberly came out and scored on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Well, what a pass by Van Evenhoven to Snyder. I mean, he literally, the second he threw it, got rocked. And I didn't think there was any chance that pass would be completed, and Snyder made the great adjustment to really set up that touchdown later on in the drive. So, very impressive.
Everything's working for Neenah on offense tonight, Brett. They haven't broken off any real long runs. Have yet to do that, but they've just moved the chains and then hit some passes out of the backfield, and then they've hit a few deep passes behind the Kimberly defense.
Appleton North now up 17-0 over Hudson in the third. Menasha blocked punt for a touchdown. Now they're only trailing the Tritons 13-7 early in the third quarter. We'll see what's going on with that. See if I can get a Waunakee Middleton score. Waunakee up 7-3 in the third over Middleton. That's a battle down in Waunakee. Watch out. Oh, boy. Whoa, good tackle, but a heck of a return. That's number 23, Brennan Grams. Close to breaking that one open, wasn't he?
Took it at the 16 there and got it out to the 43. Nice 27-yard return. Set Kimberly up with nice field position here.
And now Notre Dame quickly answers, Mike, 19-7, Tritons leading Menasha. That'd be, to me, an upset if Menasha goes down.
That'd be a big upset. Thought Menasha would go deep into these playoffs, possibly get to Madison.
Yeah.
And they still can. It's early.
It's early. 1st and 10 at the 43. Blake Berry. Let's see if the Papermakers can respond, and that's a good start for Kimberly, down 2 scores again as we look at our Unison Credit Union and Cellcom scoreboard. About a 5-yard gain. Ball at the 48-yard line. 2nd and 5 coming up. Again, thanks to everybody watching live tonight, streaming on a number of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites and Facebook page. Also our YouTube channel. Give that subscribe to that, please. USA Today Network Wisconsin. A lot of good content on there. Seth Myron waiting for that second down snap, and watch out, Barry. Oh, good tackle. Wow. Number 15, Luke Young, the sophomore free safety, flying in there.
I thought he might have got the first down, but they moved it back, and it's going to be 3rd and half a yard. As you said, great tackle by Young there.
Well, he's just a sophomore. You think of Grant Dean and Evan Van Evenhoven. Both of those, Van Evenhoven and Dean, second teamers, all FVA. Whoa, look at this. Barry just about broke that one. Good tackle, holding on for dear life of Sam Shear, the junior defensive lineman, making sure he brings down Barry, but not before Barry gets a first down at the Neenah 29-yard line.
You saw that play in the first half when they spread Myron out and then direct snapped to Barry.
We're going to go back and forth in the second half, aren't we?
Last team with the ball win this game, you think?
Well, somehow, if you want that to play out, you need
a stop. Somebody needs to stop somebody here.
Right, yeah, and Kimberly needs to even this out somehow, too. Myron waiting for it. First down, Barry gets 1 or 2.
Barry, the ball carrier, picked up 1 into the 28.
Again, Wanakee leading Middleton 7-3.
Just think how much fun the kids on this field are having tonight, and then all the games around the state. How much, just how exciting it is for all these kids to be playing and the fans cheering.
Oh yeah,
and it's only the second round.
Isn't it something? Great time of year. Great to see this facility jam-packed. Little toss to Barry, looking for something and kind of squeezing out a few more yards. Third down coming up. They'll mark it at the 25-yard line, so 3rd and 5.
There's been a lot of big third downs this game so far.
Ball actually at the 24-yard line. 3rd and 5 coming up. 4 down territory, Mike, what'd you say, for the Papermakers?
Without a doubt. You can run the ball here. If you don't get it, you know you're going to go for it on 4th down.
Myron, he's going to drop back. He's got, watch out, a little screen play. That's to Barry, and it's going to be close. I think he got it. Let's see, they moved it. Yep, he just got it to the official marks first down. And a fresh set of downs, much to the chagrin of the Neenah fans in front of us.
Looked like a good spot. I thought that play was going to go for more yards than it did.
Now they want a measurement, the fans. Now they want a measurement. So ball at the 19, 1st and 10 for the Papermakers. And nope, Myron's going to keep it. Wow, look at this. Myron, he's in. A 19-yard touchdown run on the quarterback keeper.
He doesn't do that often,
No,
Brett.
he doesn't. There's a little wrinkle from the Kimberly offense.
Once he got to the edge there was only one Neenah defender that could stop him.
Yeah, I think that was blocked up pretty well, too. He just had to kind of cut it back inside. And 19-yard touchdown run by the senior quarterback as we wait for Hunter Barry. And here we go, back and forth. Ooh, I think Neenah was offsides on that.
There's flags down.
Offsides on the attempt.
Doesn't do much. I think you're still kicking here. I don't think you're tempted to go for 2, are you? Well, looks like Kimberly offensive players are putting their helmets back on, though, on the sideline, Brett. They might go for 2 here.
Interesting.
I mean, you're still within 1 possession, even if you don't get it. It's an 8-point game if you come up short here.
So where the ball, at the 2?
We have the distance to the goal, so maybe
maybe more than
the
1.
1.5.
Interesting.
Ball moves to the 1.5-yard line. Kimberly.
So instead of the PAT on the offsides on the PAT, now Kimberly deciding let's go for this. Let's go for 2 here. So big play as there's Blake Barry in the Wildcat going to take the direct snap. He's got it. Looking, a little toss. And I think, is that Deckant? It is. I guess Deckant's feeling just fine now.
Nice design there, a little shovel pass.
We'll see how this plays out, but that offsides could loom very large. Look at this, a two-point conversion shovel pass is good, and with 2:30 to play in this third quarter, look at this. We have a 6-point game. Neenah with the lead, 28-22, as we look at our Unison Credit Union and Cellcom scoreboard.
I don't know what you were thinking, Brad. I thought direct snap to Barry, and he was just going to find a hole and try to run it in from 1.5 yards.
So did the Neenah defense.
Yeah. .2:30 to go here in the third quarter. 28-22. Neenah still in front. It's just impressive how both teams have answered tonight, Brett. Every time one team seems like it's got the upper hand, the other team just comes right down and answers.
Well, we were expecting a battle, and we got one, don't we? Both teams now, these two FVA heavyweights, now they're exchanging pretty hard jabs. Now, who's going to end up finally going down to the canvas? So we got a whole quarter plus to play. That's a live ball, and that's dangerous by Grant Dean to kind of, you're hoping that oblong ball takes a couple more goofy bounces, but it got in the end zone.
I asked a referee on the sideline a few weeks ago, I said, how come when the kickoff in high school goes into the end zone, it's an automatic dead ball?
Okay.
His answer, that's the rule.
There you go.
He said, I can't explain it. That's always been the rule. And I don't know if it's a safety factor or what, but it's always interesting that you can't return a kick out of the end zone in high school.
Little Shoot now leading Xavier 7-3, quarterback keeper. That's a great one at Fitzpatrick Field. 1st and 10. Ball at the 20 for the Rockets. Guys, a Rockets offense that has had the ball 4 times and has scored 4 touchdowns tonight.
You always want to have as many possessions and as many plays as you can, but in this game, both teams are controlling. When they get the ball, they're controlling the clock, controlling the possession there. Neither team has had the ball a lot, but they're doing a lot with it.
Well, look at this half. 3 offensive possessions, 2 for Kimberly, 1 by Neenah, and all touchdowns so far. So neither defense is getting the stops they want. So 2nd and 7 for the Rockets. Here is Van Evenhoven, who's had a sensational game. He's going to keep it. Trying to get forward. Boy, he's strong. Gets a couple extra yards on that final push. Looked like McGivern was there, and here's a big 3rd down.
And Evenhoven, 5'11", 165, giving up about 70 pounds to McGivern there, but he fought for every yard he could get.
Yeah, just a sophomore. He's going to be fun to watch. Continue to develop as well. 3rd and 4. This is a big play for both sides. Can Kimberly finally get a defensive stop? And Van Evenhoven, he's going to loft it over there. Guess who? Darius Jones Jr., and he's got the 1st down. How about Darius Jones Jr.? He's such a stalwart defensively, but he's had some big moments in this game on the offensive side.
Another good play design there. Jenkins came out of the backfield and kind of drew the coverage. He went deep, and then the underneath was wide open to Jones.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line, so a big 3rd down hookup, and the Rockets will keep the ball. Van Evenhoven, he has it. Oh, big tackle. Looked like number 3, Jack Stotts. I think number 95, Braxton Rader was there as well, the senior defensive lineman.
We'll see what Neenah decides to do here. That could be the last play of the quarter. They don't have to run another play.
No, and I'm guessing they're just going to want to let this clock run out. What's the point, right? You're up 6.
Take it to the 4th quarter here.
Yep, Neenah fans on their feet, knowing that the Rockets just going to let this one run down. And through 3 quarters, as we look at our Unison Credit Union and Cellcom scoreboard, the Rockets up 6, 28-22. It's going to be a fun final 12 minutes here in the second round playoff game.
If you're Neenah, Brett, this game has probably gone about as well as you could have drawn it up before the game.
Ooh, I guess.
The question now is,
can you close
the deal over the last 12 minutes?
Can you close it? Well, this was a big hurdle for this program, right? I mean, you got obviously one of the gold standards on the other side of the field that knows how to close out games. This Neenah team, you got to get over that hump, right? And like you said, close it out and get to the state quarterfinals.
And Kimberly's ended Neenah's season twice in the last. Was it like 17 and 18 maybe?
Yeah, 18 and 19. Okay. Kimberly won 7-3, and then 55-28. Both were second round games.
That's maybe not on the minds of the players on the field tonight, but their older brothers probably played through those and exact a little revenge wherever you can get it.
Second down and 9, starting this fourth quarter for the Rockets. Rockets up 6. Great matchup here in the second round. Van Evenhoven, he's going to fire it wide open. That's a first down, and that is, whoa! Well, they're going to say he's down. Snyder is like pointing to the ground. It was ripped out, but he was down, the senior wideout.
I agree. I thought he was down. Good job by Connor Schissel, though, to try to rip that ball out of there. It was close.
It was close.
He was down.
But Snyder didn't seem to be too worried about it, and you can see the official on the Kimberly sideline there. He was pointing to the ground, too. So 1st and 10. Boy, Van Evenhoven delivering some good balls tonight, right? Ball at the Kimberly 49-yard line. And there's Jenkins spinning his way, finally brought down by Doucette. Just wanted to mention this stat. Mentioned it last week as well. Kimberly's overall record dating back to the 2013 season is 120-6. That's a .952 winning percentage. Of course, highlighted by 5 straight state titles from 2013 through 17. That state record 70-game winning streak. We're counting the 2021 spring alternate season as well in there, but 120 wins and only 6 losses since 2013. That's pretty good. Second down and 7 for the Rockets. I think Van Evenhoven has it, and a whole bunch of white jerseys there bringing down the Neenah quarterback, and here comes another big third down situation for both sides.
And you said it before, Brett, but Neenah has not advanced to the third round since 2004.
Right.
How big are these next 10.5 minutes for the Rockets?
04 was the last time, and then that season they got to the state semifinals, losing in overtime to Marshfield 14-13. So that crew very close to getting to Camp Randall Stadium. I want to say that team might have been coached by Steve Menzel. I know Steve coached quite a few years here. Had some really nice teams back in the day. Third down coming up for the Rockets.
Snyder's been big on third downs. Let's see if they go to him again.
And Neenah, this was a big play. So Steve Young, Mike, the Rockets burning their second timeout of this second half. This is a big moment. Third and 7 coming up here after the timeout.
Yeah, you don't like having only one timeout left here with still 10 minutes to go on the clock. But like you said, this is a huge play, huge drive. You got to make sure you know what you're doing.
Kimberly, as I mentioned, and Neenah sharing for the FVA championship, both 6-1 league records. Papermakers have won or shared 9 consecutive conference titles. That excludes that goofy spring season, right, in 2021. Included titles in the Valley Football Association North and the Fox Valley Association. Kimberly has actually won or shared conference championships in every season, but just 2 dating back to the 2006 season. Again, that excludes the 2021 spring alternate season. Neenah's conference championship this season was its first since 2017. Rockets shared the Valley Football Association South title with Fond du Lac. Previous to that, the Rockets had last won the FVA championship in 1999 when they shared the league crown with Oshkosh North.
What do you think, Brett? It's been Darius Jones. It's been Ethan Snyder on third down tonight.
I don't know. Let's see here. 3rd and 7. Van Evenhoven looking to his left, and Dean's got the first down.
Great job by Van Evenhoven. He threw that pass, Dean, but not even close to coming out of his break.
First down throw, but I was looking at Dean when he lined up. I think I heard somebody in the coach's box from Neenah screaming down, and Dean kind of looked up and then sort of moved over. So I don't know if there's maybe wasn't lined up exactly how they wanted, but moved him inside a little bit more, and Dean gets the big first down catch. So first down coming up. I think Van Evenhoven. No, Jenkins, where is he? I don't know. Who has the ball?
Jenkins got it there on the direct snap again.
Boy, big third
direct
down.
Snap, wildcat, whatever it's called. It's working.
Yeah, so 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6 at the 32-yard line.
And more importantly, it keeps that clock ticking. We're down to 9 minutes on the clock now.
Menasha now within 5, 19-14. Tritons, Notre Dame. Tritons with the lead over Menasha. This one is 2nd down and 6, we'll call it, as Van Evenhoven now is going to hand off. Jenkins, good tackle. That's number 3, Jack Stotts, the senior defensive back for the Papermakers, and now another 3rd down.
They've done a good job of bottling up Jenkins tonight. He's had a few 4 or 5 yard runs, but he hasn't been able to break anything.
Neenah's had the answers, though, with, like you said, Snyder, Darius Jones Jr., Jenkins coming out of the backfield. And the passing game is what has really been impressive to me the most.
Darius Jones is on the field, as is Schneider here.
Well, you said before, we'll see if they run it again, but run it until you stop it, right? Van Evenhoven, nope, he's out on the run and fires it, and he's got it. Oh, we got a flag. We got a flag back near the line of scrimmage. Let's see what the call is.
Talking to the Kimberly captains here, we think this is going to push the Rockets back.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Kimberly sideline, and they're pointing towards Neenah. And what do we have here? We have a holding call against the Rockets that negates a first down completion.
Brett, I was at Wausau West last week for the Wisconsin Rapids Wausau West game, and the officials had microphones on. They announced the penalties, and
we've been at a few games where they've done that. Kakana, they'll do that. It's nice. I like that.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, now it's 3rd down and 21. Ball at the 46-yard line. That is a huge, huge holding call, because now that might force Neenah to punt it away if they get stopped.
If you're Neenah, you just try to gain enough yards to have a decision on 4th down.
Yep, and Jenkins trying. Oh, nice tackle. That's number 34 by the Papermakers, Connor Schissel, the senior linebacker, and now you got to punt it away, and the first time all night the Rockets' offense has been stopped. 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns. Now they have to punt it away, and here you go as the clock continuing to tick. A chance for the Papermakers now to potentially pull in front.
So often you see it come down to a turnover or a penalty.
Ooh, nice high punt. Let's see what Ty Lawton catches it, and that's a heck of a punt by Darius Jones Jr. Boy, that was a high spiral. And Lawton finally brought down, I think, at the 14-yard line.
He might have been better off letting that one bounce, because he caught it at about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was going to let that bounce or not. They'll mark it at the 14-yard line. Well, here you go. This is what we're talking about, right? Can Neenah close the deal, or, a Kimberly team that's used to these pressure-packed situations? And 1st and 10 coming up for the Papermakers.
7:10 remaining.
Handoff, Blake Berry has a big hole up the gut. Wow! Boy, did he just run over a defender. I think that was Jack Zemlock who was able to kind of trip up Berry, but not before Berry could maybe deliver a little punishment on that tackle. First down run, ball at the 26-yard line. That's some hard running by Blake Berry. Myron waiting for it again. And Berry with it again, right up the gut. Ooh, good. That's Darius Jones Jr. now with a beautiful form tackle, bringing down Berry. And Notre Dame back up 26-14 over Menasha in the 4th. So every time the Blue Jays get within striking distance, the Tritons answer. Having to
Got to admit, I did not see that one coming.
No, I'm going to try to get a Middleton Wanakee score here, an update on that. Last check was Wanakee leading 7-3. Second down and 6 coming up for the Papermakers. As Myron, a little pump fake, he's got all day long, and watch out. I think the defender tripped, or the receiver tripped. I see Ethan Kreider, number 10, the intended target. I think he's looking at the official thinking he got tripped up.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty obvious interference call there. Kreider made a double move, and when he made his move and started to head down the field, their feet got tangled, but there was plenty of contact there where a flag could have been called.
Well, here you go. 3rd and 6. A big moment here. And what do we have? A timeout for Kimberly.
This is one of those games where every play is, not in every possession, every play is just so important that these coaches are using timeouts when they're just not sure.
Got a tweet from Hank DeWild. Hank, I know, watches our games. Appreciate Hank. He's saying Jace Jenkins is playing linebacker for the first time all year tonight. Was a second team. That's right. He was a second team all-conference linebacker last year. So you're pulling out all the stops tonight, right? When it's the season's on the line. Thank you, Hank.
Yeah, you got to do everything you got to do to win the game here. There's no next week for, it's cliche, but there's no next week for one of these teams.
Middleton, Wanakee up 14-11.
So if that holds up, the winner tonight will be heading to the Madison area next week.
Yeah, that's a good game down there.
It's a good game here.
Great game here. 3rd and 6 coming out of that timeout. Let's see what they have dialed up as Myron waiting for the snap. He has it. Going to fire it left side. And there's Garbish. First down and more. Boy, he's wide open. Really playing off him, it looked like, Mike.
Yeah, you don't want to get beat deep there, but you'd like to pressure him a little bit more, make more of a contested catch.
Easy pitch and catch. I guess easy for me to say up here in the press box, right? But still, that was a big target for Seth Myron, and a first down coming up here. 1st and 10 near midfield for the Papermakers on the move. High snap, handoff to Barry. Looks like number 47, one of the first ones there. Kyle Schultz, the senior defensive lineman. 3-yard gain will move the ball to the Neenah 49-yard line. Boy, if you're fans, my heart's beating fast right now. I'm not a fan of either of these teams as far as a parent having a kid out there or something, or just a long-time Neenah or Kimberly resident. It's just getting all nervous, and what's going to happen here is Barry now with a handoff left side and spins his way. It's going to be 3rd and 2 coming up.
Trust me, it's harder on the coaches, it's harder on the parents than it is on the kids. They're just playing, waiting for the next play call and doing their job.
This is reminding me now of that great sectional semifinal matchup between Neenah and Kimberly that we live streamed back in March. Remember Chevalier Emery Jr. knocking down that corner triple to win it as time expired, and then Neenah going on to win the state championship game. Here we go. These two schools now duking it out in the playoffs here in the football field. Great game here. 3rd down and 2 coming up. Blake Barry, direct snap in the Wildcat. What do we have here? False start. Wow.
I think the right guard for Kimberly came out of his stance just a little early. The Neenah coaches were jumping up and down.
So that'll back the Papermakers up 5 yards. A 3rd and 2 now becomes a 3rd and 7. And at this stage of the game, it's 4-down territory, isn't it?
It is.
It has to be.
Well, we saw that penalty hurt Neenah last time it had the ball. Let's see if those 5 yards hurt Kimberly.
Well, as you said, Mike, 2 downs if you're Kimberly to get 7 yards. So you don't have to get it all here. But look at you get Ethan Kreider on the near side. I mean, they're playing a good 5 yards off. Now, defender near the first down marker. Let's see what Myron wants to do. Low snap, fires it, and is that caught? It's caught by Garbish, and that's a first down.
Outstanding catch.
He had to kind of turn back. Pass was a little off target, but he had a nice adjustment on the ball and was able to snare it before it hit the ground. 1st and 10 at the 41.
Yeah, Myron threw wide on that pass, but Garbish made a great adjustment to the ball.
You could tell, I mean, kind of everything went silent waiting for the call, and then finally the official just marks the ball, 1st down. So a 1st down throw, 1st and 10 at the 41 for Kimberly on the move down 6.
Closing in on 3 minutes left in this game.
Papermakers have trailed the entire night. And Myron, he's got all day. He's going to go downfield to Kreider. He's looking, and he got it. What a throw and catch. You couldn't hand deliver that pass any better than that, Mike. A beautiful ball on that near sideline. I think that was Grant Dean and pretty good coverage. There was not a whole lot of margin for error on that rainbow throw, and not only was the throw fantastic, but Kreider making sure he got at least 1 foot in it. He might have had 2 feet in.
Dean, the safety on that play, he's in the middle of the field. He's got a long way to go to cover that, and he just couldn't get there in time.
1st and 10 for the Papermakers as Barry firing to about the 5. I think officially at the 6-yard line. Wow. Boy, what a game. What a game this has turned out to be.
And we talked about it earlier. This is where Neenah might want to use a timeout, but it only has 1 left.
Right. Yep. So 2nd down, and what we will say, 3, ball at the 6. And now Barry in that Wildcat, he's going to take the direct snap. He's looking for some blocking. He squeezes. He's got the 1st down. It looks like he's got the 1st. Let's see where they spot it. It's close. And it's 1st and goal. Barry has the 1st down at the 3. Now if you're Kimberly,
now you stay in the huddle. You don't snap that ball.
You wait, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you want to burn as much clock as you can and not give that Neenah offense much of a chance. Of course, you want to get it in the end zone too.
You need to get it in the end zone, but if you're Myron, you're watching that back judge, and you wait till he starts moving that hand and counting it down.
Mike, I think what they're going to do is they're going to let it go all the way down, and they're going to take a timeout. Kimberly still has 2 timeouts to use. I think Chad Michaelwitz, you can kind of see him standing out there in the field, huddle looking his way, and now you see the back judge. He's got his arm raised, and now he's starting to count.
Right.
And a timeout for the Papermakers. So both teams now with 1 timeout remaining. It's 1st and goal. I think that's a smart coaching move. Burn as much time off as you can.
Absolutely.
You can feel the Neenah fans some angst right now. Some serious concern, obviously. Again, as I said, Kimberly they've trailed the entire game. Neenah started out a 14-0 lead.
Yeah, Neenah's had this game in control most of the game until now we're the final 2 minutes. It's up in the air.
Neenah also led 21-7 at the half. Kimberly now this half has not been stopped offensively. This is their 3rd, I think, possession, right? This half.
This has been a long drive. They started at their own 12 or 13 after that punt return.
Yeah. Well, the big I didn't get how many yards that pass was to Kreider, but that was the throw of the night so far, Myron to Kreider. First and goal for the Papermakers at the 3-yard line. A chance to pull in front here in this WIAA Division I second round game. Myron waiting for the snap. He's got it. Handoff to Barry. Lowering his shoulder. Maybe got a yard, so 2nd down.
Right before the snap there, Brett, the interior line for Neenah shifted into the right over the center. They were expecting something right up the middle. You have to wonder when Neenah might use its next timeout, and there it is right there.
Well, yeah, the Rockets had to, right? I mean, Kimberly was in no rush. I think if you're Chad Michaelwitz, you feel very confident from 4 plays from the 3-yard line, you're going to get the ball in. I think now, was that a 1-yard gain they're calling that, 2nd down, or is that a no gain?
Looks like the ball's on the 3.
Yeah, so they're going to say no gain on that. Second down and goal at the 3-yard line. Neenah using its final time out. Winner of this one takes on Middleton or Wanakee, and they're hooked up in a good one too. Kakana up big, 31-17 over Slinger. Again, last check, Wanakee leading Middleton 14-11. I got somebody's tweeting that Little Chute beats Xavier 7-3. So that's a final already. That was a pretty good battle when those two teams hooked up in week 2. I think that was a 14-6 Little Chute win. Here you go, second and goal from the 3. Myron waiting for it. Handing off to Barry, big hole, and he's in. 3-yard touchdown run by Blake Barry. And the Papermakers with their first lead of the game. Or check that. We are tied, aren't we? We are tied. I'm sorry. Need the extra point here.
You need the point to be in the lead. I was going to check your Stevens Point math there.
I got it.
Okay.
So big PAT from Hunter Berry, no relation, and it's good. Now you can say, for the first time tonight, the Papermakers with the lead, 29-28, as we look at our Unison Credit Union and Cellcom scoreboard. By the way, Appleton North with the victory over Hudson, 17-0. Another shutout, Mike, for that Lightning defense. That's 6 shutouts, I think, this season already.
Either way, North will be on the road next week. They'll either be at Bayport or at Wausau West, depending on how that game ends up.
Mike, something else to think about in this one, and we kind of talked about it. An offsides penalty on that PAT. Then Kimberly, on their Kimberly previous touchdown, Kimberly just kind of punches through the extra point. There was an offsides, and Kimberly decides, you know what, we're going to go for 2 now. We're at the 1.5-yard line, and then that little shovel pass from Barry to Deckant. That's the point. That's the difference right there.
A huge decision there by Michaelkevich to go for the 2 there.
What do you do here? You got to...
They haven't been kicking it deep. Neenah's been getting decent field position after the kickoffs. They've been kicking it short. So
I wonder if Hunter Berry, does he have the leg to drill this into the end zone? Let's see. Nope, they're going to squib. Big, high bounce. Ooh. And that was number 20. I think he's doing a pretty good job, Ethan Snyder. Just say, you know what? That was a super high bounce.
I'm sure he was instructed to just fall down and take it where he got it, but he probably could have picked up 5 or maybe 8 yards there had he run with it.
Now Liam Wasco, you're thinking about maybe a potential field goal. He's got a good leg for the Rockets.
And remember, the Rockets are out of timeouts.
So 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Kimberly's first lead of the game on that touchdown run by Blake Berry, the PAT from Hunter Berry. And now Van Evenhoven, he's going to rainbow one, intercepted. Jack Stotts with the game-clinching interception. The intended receiver, Mike, was number 83, Luke Keller, the big old tight end, the junior tight end. And it looked like maybe just an overthrow, and Stotts was there to presumably clinch this game.
Is that the first incompletion of the night for Van Evenhoven?
It might have been. Neenah is out of timeouts, just 1:09 to go. You line up in the victory formation, do you not? Wow.
Unbelievable win for Kimberly and a crushing loss for Neenah.
You feel for the Neenah kids, don't you? I mean, they had this game seemingly in control for most of the night. And Stotts with the interception to close this one out.
One big holding penalty called on Neenah. Stopped that last drive.
What a classic game. And what a second half for the Papermakers. Mike, Kimberly stopped Neenah just once all night long defensively. Neenah scored 4 touchdowns on 5 offensive possessions, basically, right? And or now that make it 6 after the interception. They got the stop when they needed it. It was a big holding penalty that pushed. So a couple of penalties in the second half kind of really helped unravel what was an awfully impressive performance by this Neenah team. And boy, that you're right. What a gut-wrenching loss for Neenah. What a win for the Papermakers. They're off to the state quarterfinals.
And you feel terrible for Evan Van Evenhoven. He played such a great game. That was his only incompletion of the night.
So Middleton and Wanakee, the announcer just announced, tied up 14 apiece. So Kimberly waiting to see who they'll end up taking on, but what a comeback.
Kimberly might have a home game.
They might have a home game, and we got actually a stat here about Evan Van Evenhoven tonight. He was 12 of 13 for 160 yards. Not much more he could do, but wow, what a game and what a finish here at Rocket Stadium. The Papermakers survive. They come back twice down 2 scores, and they're moving on to the state quarterfinals against either Middleton or Wanakee next week. What do you think? What a game.
Well, it's absolutely what you would expect from these two teams. You know, they very few mistakes, very few turnovers, really not a lot of penalties, but there was a couple of big penalties when you couldn't afford them, but just a fantastic football game.
And you can see the Kimberly players as they finishing up through the handshake line. It's celebration time, isn't it? And boy, Neenah couldn't have. I mean, they played a heck of a battle for those guys. We talk about them first. I mean, they were offensively fantastic. Just couldn't get those stops in the second half. And again, as I mentioned, some big penalties, a couple key penalties, really gave the Papermakers a chance to mount its comeback. Mount their comeback.
No, just a great season for Neenah. Kimberly moves on, but just a great season for Neenah. You feel for the kids. You feel for the coaches on the team who had a great game plan tonight.
Yeah, they did.
They ran some plays tonight that they maybe haven't used all season. Used some guys that maybe they didn't rely on during the regular season, and those guys came through big. So just a great game played by Neenah.
But how about Kimberly?
Kimberly's just
twice
a little
down
better.
2 scores. But yeah, Kimberly kind of doing what it does, right? When their backs are against the wall, they somehow figure out a way to get it done. And Seth Myron was fantastic at quarterback. Blake Berry was sensational. The defense finally got a stop when it needed to. Big throw to Kreider there. Garbish had a big catch on that, what turned out to be the game-winning drive when he had to adjust. And Stotts with the game-ending interception. They just, when they have to make the plays, they do. And again, off to the state quarterfinals. Wow.
Yeah, from our vantage point up here, you just see the two sides of it. You see the Kimberly players jumping up and down in their end zone. You see the Neenah players just walking slowly with their head down. They're just their stomach just has to ache with what just happened here.
Well, it doesn't look like we're going to know what happens with that Middleton-Wanakee game in time before we shut down. But, Mike, I think maybe you got to hang out with us a little bit more because
I'm going to run down first and get some quotes from some of the participants in this game, but then I'll head back up here and.
We see some good games when you pinch hit. I think we got to make you an actual member. What do you think, Rosie? Get him on here.
Well, I was going to ask about that. How many times do I have to pitch in before I can get some of that Cooney's embroidered USA Today Network gear?
We're going to work on that with Mike Cruz. Yeah. Mike, if you're listening, Mike might be here tonight, but if you're listening, we got to get Mike Sherry outfitted too. He needs some Cooney's gear.
I think I filled in enough through the years for either you or Ricardo, where I think I'm due.
You are due because you keep delivering some fantastic games, whether it's basketball or football. But thanks for pinch hitting tonight, too. Appreciate it. That was fun.
No problem. Glad to help out, and I'll stop back up after I go down and talk to some kids.
Sounds good. Let me run down the scoring before we close this one out. Neenah jumped out actually to a 14-0 lead, got a 2-score lead. First on a 5-yard run by quarterback Evan Van Evenhoven with 6:33 to play in the opening quarter. Made it 7-0, capped a 10-play 65-yard drive. And then Van Evenhoven hit Ethan Snyder on a 12-yard pass with 7:16 to play made it 14-0 Rockets. Kimberly finally got on the scoreboard. The first of 2 Seth Myron touchdown passes, a 16-yarder to number 8 Jackson Garbish with 4:10 to play in the second quarter, made it 14-7. But then the Rockets responded. Van Evenhoven hits Luke Keller on a 12-yard scoring play with 2:16 remaining in the second quarter, and the Rockets led 21-7 at the half. Kimberly opens the second half with the ball and a touchdown, a 43-yard pass from Myron to Garbish with 9:54 remaining in the third quarter. Kimberly within 7 at 21-14, but the Rockets responded. And Evan Van Evenhoven, a 2-yard touchdown run with 6:06 to play in the third, made it 28-14 Rockets. And then Kimberly scoring the final 2 touchdowns of the night. First, a 19-yard touchdown run by quarterback Seth Myron, and then the penalty on the PAT. Offsides against the Rockets, so Kimberly deciding let's go for 2, and it was a successful conversion, a shovel pass from Blake Berry to Isaac Decken. Again, 2:30 to play in the third quarter, made it 28-22 Neenah. And then as we saw, with just 1:18 to go, a 3-yard touchdown run by Blake Berry, and then the PAT by Hunter Berry, 29-28. Jack Stotts with the interception to clinch it for the Papermakers at the end. With the victory, the third-ranked Papermakers improved to 10-1 on the season, and waiting to see who they'll take on in the state quarterfinal next week, either Waunakee or Middleton. If it's Waunakee, Kimberly travels down there. If it's Middleton, Kimberly will host that game. Kickoff set for 7 p.m. We'll see how that ends up. Looks like Waunakee in the red zone with just 25 seconds remaining, so possibly Waunakee setting up for what could be a game-winning field goal. Neenah, the 6th-ranked Rockets, what a season they had under head coach Steve Young. Fantastic team. Boy, what a career for Jace Jenkins, and really some pieces coming back that are going to be fun to watch. The Rockets finish their season 9-2. As for us, we'll be somewhere, as I said, next week for a division, or for what could be Division 1, 2, 3, or 4, maybe 5, 6, or 7. Rosie, I have no idea, but it's going to be a state quarterfinal somewhere. I'll announce it on Twitter at PC Bretsteep, so please give me a follow. Again, our live coverage will kick off at 6:45 p.m., and you can always access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. Once again, thank you to our playoff sponsor, Unison Credit Union. Unison proudly provides the people and businesses of Northeast Wisconsin with exceptional banking services and trusted financial guidance delivered by friendly experts. Thanks to our season sponsor again, Cellcom. Save 50% on select smartphones. Plus, get $200 off smartwatches with a smartphone purchase. New flex agreement and monthly service required. Visit cellcom.com/fall for details. And our apparel sponsor, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Contact them today at 920-731-0922 or send them an email at Cooney's, COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net. Just got a late update. Waunakee just scored a touchdown with 18 seconds to go. Warriors up 21-14. Looking like it's going to be Kimberly at Waunakee next Friday night in a state quarterfinal. So for Mike Sherry, for Ricardo, for Rosie, and of course the entire crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin, I'm Brett Christopherson signing off from Rocket Stadium for the final time for us ever at Rocket Stadium. We'll go to the new Rocket Stadium next year when they open up the brand new school, but boy, what a battle. What a way to close out the stadium, and what a classic game. Once again, the final score tonight, Kimberly 29, Neenah 28. Thanks for watching, everybody.